Who's ready to ride? My shooters got shooters. Once you're in the sight, our aim is the truest. You know I got soul and you know he a fighter. Call him the podcast piper, the smoothest of snipers. Red Dead Panda from the shadows, with a point of precision. The glue of the crew, an assassin with missions. And Nero the line, front line in the block. The shotgun of the truth, the podcast rock. Aim down sight, we don't miss. Aim down sight, we don't miss. Tune in on your Saturday night. You can't miss, you won't miss. If you aim down sight. Aim down sight. Oh, aim down sight, yeah. Go. Aim down sight, we don't miss. Aim down sight, we don't miss. Tune in on your Saturday night. You can't miss, you won't miss. If you aim down sight. ADS, 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 oh no. Oh no. Aim down sight. ADS, 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 oh no. Oh no. Aim down sight. Aim down sight, we don't miss. ADS, 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 oh no. Oh no. Aim down sight.
Welcome, welcome. It is a beautiful, cold Sunday morning in my neck of the woods, and I'm super excited and happy to be here for episode 55 of ADS with hashtag NextGenVillain in the. Call you that this week? No. NextGen Nero with me as usual as my co-host, and we have the fabulous and fantastic KY Bobby with us this week as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna just go around and see what everyone's been up to, what everyone has been playing, and just how are you? I'm going to start off with our guest as per usual. Glad to have you back with us, Bobby. It's been a little while, but I'm so glad that you could join us this week. Lyric sadly isn't here this week. We have Bobby stepping in and going to fill those shoes perfectly. But Bobby, what have you been playing? What have you been up to this week? Ooh.
You think your mic is off, buddy?
Yeah, I can't hear you, Bobby. Wow. It's one of those days.
One of those days. We heard him perfectly fine before the show, too. That's the crazy part.
Before and then bam.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe I just do a see if I refresh him. No, he's all good. All right. I haven't muted you. I swear. But while we're figuring that out, Nero, are you happy to step in and tell everyone what you have been doing? Obviously the dark side. We know where you stand, Nero. But yeah.
Yeah, I know where I stand, man.
Hello.
And proudly. Oh, look, Bob is back. There we go.
Bobby's back. Yeah, we got you. We got you now.
So I don't know what happened. I went into the audio settings for this streaming platform, and it was default microphone. Is the microphone I'm using, and all of a sudden I clicked on the actual microphone, not the default listing, and it started working. So
but you would. That's weird because you were talking fine right before the beginning of the show, so there should have been no issue. But yeah, apparently there was.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, like I was saying, it came in from the heat and humidity here in Kentucky, from feeding and looking after all my chickens, to the cool air conditioning and the warm embrace of ADS. And I'm glad to be here. I've been playing a lot of things here lately. I've kind of taken a step back and played some older games. I fired Terminator Resistance, the complete edition. I fired that back up. Been playing through that again. Started playing the Mastercrafted edition of Space Marine, which I played back in the day, but this is a much prettier version. And
I'm disappointed that co-op isn't available like it was in the original game.
Yeah, that would be nice. It may be coming. We don't.
I want to because I remember playing co-op in the campaign, and it's not there.
I tried to start some Grounded up and play a little bit of Grounded to kind of get me back in that mood for the launch next month of the second one in early access. But I was by myself, and it's just not the same when you're not playing with friends.
Nope, it's one of those games you gotta play with other people. Yep.
Yeah.
Did you say it's mid?
Yeah, it's pretty mid.
Nero, you're off the
For me, I mean, hey, I hopped in there. I tried to get in there. I said, it's cute. Not for me, man. Pretty mid niche experience. But I'm so happy for their success. I'm so happy they got a part 2 coming, man. They deserve it, man. Not for me, but
when that didn't work out, I hopped back into State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition and slayed some zombies on Nightmare Mode. That's always fun to do by yourself, even funner with friends. And yeah, I did that for a while.
Some good gaming.
Pretty good weight, yeah.
Can't wait for State of Decay 3.
Yes. Do you think we'll get an announcement next year? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
All I know is that studio is cooking right now because they used to do live streams and I mean, that game had 38 updates, and they did an
Mhm.
update every month. So there you go. That, and they did a live stream with that update every month, and now they've just gone silent. So it's
Damn.
yeah, they're cooking. They're cooking.
Trouble in Paradise. Mm,
No, they're cooking.
I'm just playing around.
I think they're all good.
Yeah, they
Sometimes no
cooking up.
news is good news. Hello, fuck you. Thank you for being here.
Still fuck you.
Yeah. So, I like the is it the Doom shield around your icon? Is that what I was seeing? Maybe I'm going crazy. I don't know. To be fair, I'm really sleepy, and I do apologize in
Me and
advance for
Panda
that.
both, man. Like, I was gonna say my name this episode might be Next Gen Drifter. I might be drifting in and out, man. But I'm trying to wake myself up. Been a long week.
Yeah.
So rock out with us, man. It's gonna be a chill episode.
Yes, it will be. It will be. All right, Nero, what have you been up to?
So I kind of been trying to watch more shows and TV lately. I finished Predator Killer of Killers on Hulu. Absolute fucking heat. Like,
Is that a TV show or a movie?
it's a movie. It's an animated movie.
Oh.
It's really good. I enjoyed that a lot. I've been trying to catch up on the Marvel movies, and what I said about Marvel still remain the same. They're pretty fucking mid, especially the recent ones is hit or miss. Like, I watched Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, like it's cool, I suppose, man. But gaming wise, I just been playing a lot of Helldivers 2, my multiplayer game of the generation. Uh, been replaying older games as well. Alan Wake 2, been replaying that on the Pro. That's my shit, man. I love it.
So good.
Been playing some of the Oblivion remake, man, but it's very frustrating that the performance is still as bad as it is, even at this current moment in time. They really need to iron that out. I know they say they got a performance update coming, man, but it's like, goddamn, that's how long it's gonna take, man. It's been a while. It feel like,
Forever.
yeah. And I also played and finished and reviewed the Space Marine Mastercrafters Edition. I never played that one back in the day. My introduction to that was Space Marines 2 last year. So I absolutely loved it, man. I had a really good time playing the campaign. It was very nostalgic for me. Just reminded me of all the best parts of the 360 generation. And remind me back when just resolution numbers was what they were, if that makes sense. Back then, 720p was 720p, 1080 was 1080, and 4K was 4K. And I say that because it's nice, even though the graphic style is like that 360 era, it's just nice having an actual crisp 4K image. None of the bullshit
upscaled?
upscaling tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of the
Yeah.
modern bullshit, man. How far modern video games have progressed but regressed at the same time.
Hello, Andrew. Welcome. Hi, Grizzly. Always good to see you. And
That's pretty much all I've been up to. What you been up to?
I have been playing Diablo 3.
Oh, still?
Still I've been playing my Crusader class. I was helping a friend with their because they've gone Crusader, and I was just spamming that. So I'm level 200 and something Paragon. And then last night my sister and I turned on Diablo 4 because she wanted to play some Diablo 4, so we're playing that. 12 months of membership. Damn.
Fuck you, man. Loyal.
Thank you.
Real supporter.
We
We appreciate
appreciate
you,
it.
man. You guys
do
not a
indeed.
membership, man. Make sure y'all grab that membership. We got to get some next gen villain graphics going, man. I like that. That might be my favorite nickname, man. You know.
Yeah. Fair enough. I
I'm
don't think
like
it
one of
better
those.
suit you than the grifter one. It
Yeah,
definitely better,
100%,
yeah.
1,000%, 1,000,000%. Like, that is such a huge upgrade. I feel honored when whoever said you was the first one to call me that, right? Next gen villain.
That's
I feel
your
honored.
fault though. You popped it in the chat, I feel like in
I like
Discord,
it.
and I was like, this is great. Totally
Yeah, I
true.
did, didn't I? Hey. Okay,
And
yeah,
I was like,
it, man.
I am
I'm
running with it. 100% running with it.
1,000%.
So there you go.
1,000%.
I've run with it and I love it.
Most of the
Next gen
best villains
yeah.
spoke the truth, man. Thanos never
Yeah.
lied, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Mr. Freeze.
He was just caught off guard.
Yeah. And what else have I been up to this week? Have I been playing anything else? feel like I probably have, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, I've just been watching some Criminal Minds. I love Criminal Minds. I'm all caught up. I'm watching that week to week, and The Rookie. I haven't really been watching anything that I think is outstanding though. I'm trying to find my next TV show. I love a good TV show.
Oh yeah,
But yeah. Just just really relaxing. It's a long weekend for me, so it's day 3 of my long weekend, and I'm upset that it's coming to an end. Always upset when a long weekend comes to an end. But I've had neighbours that have been going nuts next door at each other and have been not last night. Last night they woke me up at a decent-ish hour, like 6 in the morning. The night before it was like 4 something in the morning. I was like, why do we always get bad neighbours? This house is just the last 2 sets of neighbours in this house have been awful, and I like my sleep. Yeah. But no, everything's good. Been just catching up with people online and party chats and things like that this week, and just keeping on some of the news and only really putting my 2 cents in when I actually thought I had something to say, which I feel like so many people should do that, and just really like, unless you have something to add to the conversation, just don't add anything at all, because it's
100%.
kind of reductive.
We
Yeah.
need a lot of we need a lot more positive voices on social media, because you see a lot of the positive guys are like, and I've done it before too. I'll look at a post, and I'm like, or a reply from one of my buddies will give it, and I'm like, I'll look at it and I was like, that's so ludicrous. I'm just not even getting involved with that, because it's just I'm gonna head down the rabbit hole, and I'll be stuck in this chat, and
Don't open those
and
can of
so
worms.
and so a lot of us don't even do it, and so what you get is toxic social media that just rampant and run over by people that's being negative about everything.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
100%.
It's true. Becomes a
I said it
cesspool.
earlier this week, man. If it was not for podcasting and just content creation as a whole, I probably would have been got off of Twitter. Because I
Yes.
could honestly just do without it as a whole. I could probably do without social media as a whole, honestly. But I like being connected with the community and stuff like that. So hopefully that's appreciated, because sometimes that app can be a cesspool, man. I use it for a lot of the news, especially like gaming news. Shout out to like a lot of the accounts I follow and stuff. Is where I get a lot of the news from in certain topics and stuff. So I appreciate them. But overall, man, that shit can be draining.
Yeah, it is.
Use the
It
apps. Don't let the apps use you, fellas.
is.
That's all I can say.
It's a good call. Use the apps. Don't let the apps use you.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And if you need to, go outside and touch some grass. Especially in the Northern Hemisphere, it's summertime where you guys are. It's cold and it's just awful where I am.
Oh yeah, hot. That's another thing too. That's another reason I'm so drained. Like
The
anytime
heat.
I gotta go and operate, man, I'm a December Buffalo, New York baby, man. This Carolina heat, man. Shout out to Retry. He mentioned it in the chat in the Discord, man. He said it's been blazing down here in NC, and it absolutely have. What's good, Demo? Good to see you, brother. Yes, sir. Y'all hit that like button, please. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Always
been
good to see you,
scorching,
Demo.
man. It's been scorching. It's that type of heat where if you just make a simple run to like the grocery store or go pick up the kids or do whatever you're doing, by the time you get in the house, you just want to just sit back and just sink into the couch and not move, man. It's that type of heat. So
Mm-mm. Not
That's
here
the
for
only
it.
thing I hate about the studio back here. It's the rear corner of the house, and all my guitars and my computers and my consoles and all my tech stuff's in here. But it's on the back corner of the house, and the sun shines right on the back of the house. So I don't get any
Little
relief
oven.
in the summertime back here until the sun goes down.
Damn. I guess it's lucky that it's evening time for you then, right? It's cooling off in there.
yo, Bob, I'm happy you said that because I gotta complain about my room right here as well. So my room is in the back corner of the apartment, right? And everywhere else in the house, everywhere else feels so fucking good. Like you just feel the AC pumping through the vents. I got it on 69, 72, 73, whatever I got it on, depending on how hot it is outside. My room, I don't know what it is, get no circulation between the Series X whenever I'm playing that or this Pro, including my monitor, bro.
The
It be
human heaters.
blazing in here. It'd be running me out of the room, man. I'd be like, yo, fuck gaming for a bit. I'm going to the living room and watch a movie or something and let the room fluctuate and cool off, man. But this heat is no joke, man.
That's
Got to
what
stay
it
hydrated.
is. That's what it is in my studio right now.
What is that in? What is that in?
Is that 81?
Yep, 81 degrees Fahrenheit with
God damn,
64% humidity.
man.
What is that?
Look, we're not gonna hold Bob
27
hostage tonight,
degrees.
y'all.
Fuck that shit. By the way, that's 27. That's hot. That is
Yeah,
hot. Yeah.
that's hot. We appreciate you being here, man, for sure.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Don't tell anybody, but this is like my favorite show to be on.
Hey, we appreciate that, man. We really don't got a like overly long show tonight, guys. You know, it was as far as main topics, you know, we got the meat and potatoes. Definitely got to talk about the Xbox news, but as far as main topics, because we had a crazy long podcast like after the shows, and some of the main topics from that I had to carry over even until this week
Yeah.
because it
And
was
fucking
just so
same.
much to talk about. So that being said, let's get into some of these quick topics, man. And first piece of news is Minecraft is now optimized for Xbox Series X and S alongside the graphics enhanced update, vibrant visuals. So I guess you got two updates. You got the next gen update, and then you got a graphics enhancement with just bringing the visuals more vibrant into life. I'm not a Minecraft guy, but that don't mean shit because it's one of the most popular things in the world. Definitely one of the most popular games, and even a movie so really, really freaking well. So I'm interested to see if this is the ray tracing update because I remember when the next gen consoles dropped, they was like advertising this big ray tracing update that's coming to Minecraft, and they was doing like a RTX on and off, and it was just really game changer. I wonder if this is that. I don't play, so I can't confirm. But if anybody in the chat plays or on the panel, I would love to know because that was looking like a significant update back then. But
What was it they were calling it too? It had a really funny name.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either. You remember, Panda? What was it they were calling that ray traced Minecraft update back in the day that we never
The
actually
super
got it?
duper graphics or something.
It was
Something like that?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it had a really corny name to it. I wonder if that is this on the
I
Series.
don't necessarily think it is, and they also didn't really give you a lot of information about the update in the Minecraft post. And I was trying to figure out what sort of upgrades are we looking around the graphics and such. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out, and I was like, I can't really tell what is going on with this at the moment. Because
How
they talked
more
about
blocky can you get?
lightness and such.
Right.
Like it's definitely a brighter upgrade. Everything looks like very light and just well lit and all of that. But I don't really know enough about the upgrade itself to know exactly what changes they've made.
Well, even though it's just like blocky, like Bob mentioned, and I'm happy he said that because like how much more freaking shiny and blocky can you
Yeah.
get? But I will say, ray trace lighting, especially global illumination, would
Does
absolutely freaking work wonders in that game. And that's coming from somebody that don't even play the game, right? And that's just because of the emphasis on lightings and torches, especially as you build your bases and go on, below and stuff like that. I'm hoping you looking up what I was looking up, Bob, because I scrolled a bit and could not find it. I just found an article from 2022 saying Microsoft said ray tracing isn't coming anytime soon to Xbox. So
Okay, so I did find the Minecraft update. It introduces vibrant visuals, which transforms the game with improved visual elements such as directional lighting now, volumetric fog, and reflective sunlight on the surface of water.
there we go. Because they talked about. I remember reading something to do with a new graphics pipeline, which will probably help with why they've been able to introduce a lot of that. So it's good to know that it's a lot of the lighting and reflections.
but just to
From
be
what I could
fair,
tell in
I'm
the
not
trailer, it
crazy,
looked pretty good.
right? Like y'all do remember what I'm talking about? Like when these series consoles first launched and they had that whole, and they was, hey man, don't tell us we're not gonna get that version of Minecraft until that 2026 or 2027 next gen Xbox get here.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, it was Minecraft Super Duper Graphics Pack. but we're not. It's not that version, and I don't know if we're ever going to get that version.
Well, that was a little bit of false advertising. What they showed you, the actual footage
What's
for
the
the Super
possibility?
Duper Graphics Pack trailer, that you were seeing Minecraft RTX, which you can get on Steam.
Yeah.
Mm. Hmm.
Did it
So
have path tracing in it as well? Did they?
it did. It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
Very expensive. Very expensive to run. But
I
Got to
will
have a
say this: when you
43
can get
starter
ray
base.
tracing, especially reflections and shit, if you can get it running and bare minimum the 30 hertz mode, if you got uh, a VRR 120 hertz display, it is very satisfying. Like even the ray tracing that's on the Pro with Alan Wake 2,
mm,
they say that's a step below fucking PC low setting. But I'm like, as I walk around and just pay attention and keying in
so
on it at certain
big
times,
P
I'm like,
money.
yo, it's very subtle and it's very appreciated. So I'm definitely looking forward to going into next gen if we can get like that as a base with 4K,
Mm,
with 60, and some type of ray tracing at medium or even low settings. As long as you're hitting that smooth 60, I think that'd be a good selling point and upgrading point for me going into next gen. But shout out to all the Minecraft players out there. It is a lot of them, and these updates is flowing in, and you love to see that. Uh, Next piece of news is near and dear to my heart because I was looking forward to playing this shit in November. But we all seen the writing on the walls from the moment that it came out that these dickheads were stealing art from Twitter users and shit. So I look at it as a positive more than a negative. Bungie is delaying Marathon release indefinitely with no release date going forward. It says it's taking the time to craft it out better, make it darker, become more original instead of fucking taking art. Let's start there. Um, they're gonna add more story elements. I know Panda said she really wanted something like that. Some story to go along with the fucking game instead of just a fucking. They say they
yeah.
changed the art style. Me personally, I'm like, I liked the fucking art style.
Yeah.
Outside of what they stole, I thought the art style was just a different, unique type of taste. Um, but it's just funny how dysfunctional Bungie is just for them to be calling shots like something for
I think I
Factions
wanted
Part
something.
2
I
to
think I
not
wanted
come.
something to be quite gritty looking and very. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, games,
Yeah.
man, make the go broke crowd, man. Maybe they got a little validity. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Don't cancel me. But I do like and miss that gritty, just darker tone of fucking gaming. Like, geez, that's why the Space Marine Crafted Edition just hit so like hard for me. And even replaying something like Gears of War Reloaded is just damn like because what I even with Avowed, I'll always say it. I played Avowed. I loved it. I supported it. I reviewed it. I gave it its flowers. But what we were shown in that initial reveal trailer
Yep.
versus what we got is a complete fucking 180. And personally, I like that darker, more mature tones in my fantasy RPGs. And that's not saying anything is wrong with the colorful art style, because in my opinion, that's one of the best open worlds UE5 games out there.
Mhm.
As far as the way it looked, and I'm talking about playing it in the performance mode. I don't know what mode you guys played it in on Xbox when you guys played Avowed, but I played in the performance mode and I thought it looked
I,
and ran great.
I played in
Um,
performance mode. I mean, if you go and play in visuals, it looks beautiful in visual mode.
mhm.
Actually, wait, did I play in? I might have played in balance mode actually, for part of the game as well. So you definitely see the differences between visual, balance, and performance mode. Performance mode running at 60 is fantastic. Even balanced isn't too bad because you're running above 30, so you're sitting at 40. Um, but yeah, I don't think the it's worth it playing at 30 just for graphics.
Probably
I
not.
played Avowed on my PC. I never turned it on my Xbox.
So you just ran it at the best
I,
settings your PC could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a 4080 Super, so I
there
was
you
very
go.
impressed with its
hey,
performance and its
hey,
visual.
Bob, maybe you would have played it on Xbox if they made an Xbox Series Pro, like I've been asking for in Champion. Who knows? Maybe you wouldn't feel the need to cut on your more powerful PC. Maybe
Well,
you'll feel
Nero,
comfortable at home.
technically the Pro launched day one for Xbox.
Uh,
No,
eh,
technically it did. You had the Series S and you had the Series X, and so that's the thing
by
there.
technicalities, yes.
Yeah, what PlayStation did was a mid-gen refresh.
Well, if we going by that logic, if you that mean that by that logic, that means your base next gen console was the S going against the base PS5. You just lost that right there. And then your pro console is the Series
How
X
do
going
you
against the
lose
Pro.
that? No, that is just the
But I mean,
reality of mid-gen. They refreshed theirs mid-generation. Xbox did not refresh
if
theirs
I'm saying
mid-generation.
if the Series S was gonna be just their straight up next gen console and the X was the refresh, that would have been the worst next gen console ever. If the S was just going by that logic, if the X is their pro, but they just decided to launch it side by
If
side,
PlayStation had done the same thing and released a pro version at launch, then it would be a different
no,
conversation.
that's not what I'm saying. What
They,
I'm saying
but they
is
didn't.
by that logic, the S would have been the base Xbox next gen console, going by the X being the
That's
refresh.
what would have
That's what I'm saying.
happened.
That would have
That's what
been
would have
the
happened if they
worst.
did a mid-gen refresh.
If they did that, that's what I'm saying. That would have been the worst. Going from a One X to an Xbox Series S as a mainline next gen console, and then waiting for the X to come as a refreshment. That's what I'm saying. The base, if the S was the base next
That
gen,
wouldn't have been the
that would have
base,
been.
though. They wouldn't have had that as the base.
I'm just
They
by that
made
logic.
that as a
Is
base.
by that logic though. Is all I'm
They
saying.
made it as a base to make it more affordable for people to encourage them
It ain't
to.
Shout
affordable
out
now.
to Web Dave. I love that guy.
Hi, Web Dave.
I love him so much. He's so cool.
Shout out Web Dave, man. Always good to see you in here, bro.
In 1 second, I have to let my cat.
Yeah, Series S don't get no slack.
clawing at the door.
That motherfucker more than a PS5 Slim right now. That motherfucker don't get no. Beforehand, when it was $299, hell yeah, motherfucker, you get all the slack, all the flowers in the motherfucking world, most affordable motherfucking box on the market. Right now, you are not. I am not cutting no motherfucking onions for that console. If that would have been the main next gen Xbox, and if they would have did it,
But you know that they wouldn't have had that because it was weaker than the last gen system in the sense of
that's why
just
that's
when
why
you
I
look
say
at
that.
teraflop numbers.
That's why I say that logic is kind of just to me
Yeah,
don't
but
make sense.
I don't want to pull us off topic too much, but I do have food for thought here. So Series X came out. On paper, the Series X is more powerful than the PS5, but we've seen games run better on the
Constantly.
PS5.
Even our own first party games, by the way. Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi, Rush, just throwing it out there.
Yep. If you think
Facts.
about it, PS5 runs on Orbis, which is Linux, which is also what Steam OS is. Linux. The Xbox is running on Windows kernel, and we've already seen in the handheld market the performance difference between a Linux base and a Windows base. Maybe it's our OS on our Xboxes that's cutting our heads off.
Maybe. It got to be something because for the life of me, like
all except for one what is it? One game engine, I feel like.
so
Where
Bob,
Xbox
like
runs better, and it's just interesting. Also,
before I took like the more mature route, like if you would have followed me on Twitter maybe like a year or two ago, right? I used to have this funny ass thing, right, where I clip Digital Foundry clips, right? Whenever the Xbox Series X ran a game better than the PS5, and I would clip it and I would come to Twitter and I would put all caps. I'd be like, breaking news: 12 teraflop RDNA full RDNA 2 Zen 2 Series X destroys PS5, and then I would just put the clip with Digital Foundry and I'd be like, source Digital Foundry. And it was the most funniest shit ever to me because it would trigger so many people on all sides. To this day, that's why I think so many people have me blocked, because every time it would go viral. But the only reason I say that is because as somebody that would go and watch those Digital Foundry videos and do that shit right there to troll and to piss off ponies, it was plenty of moments and multiple videos as well where, as you mentioned, the PS5 outperformed the Series X. And when those moments happened, I couldn't like it just never.
But we
made
also
sense
know a lot of it was porting across and not being optimized for the system. So there was a lot of just crap of Xbox not being treated the same as they were for PlayStation ports.
Yeah, I agree. And then I look at how like Starfield being 30 day one. It's eventually 60 did come. I tip my hat to that, but that was 30. And then I look at something like a Redfall being 30 day one as well on the Series X. So I'm mixed. I used to think that. I used to be like, man, they're just dick riding the PlayStation 5 and putting all the resources in there. But I think maybe what Bob mentioned might have some validity to it. Maybe the OS is taking up a little more power on the back end than we know about. And maybe that's why, the OS is a big focus to Microsoft. And we'll talk about it when we get into the main topics. But Yeah, man. You know, we get off a topic around here. We were speaking about Marathon being delayed. Anybody got any topic comments on that besides me? I know y'all probably like
I think it's not surprising that it's been delayed
at all.
indefinitely. I also think that there was a lot more of those art assets in the game, and they have to really go through and scrub it all. Why don't they just pay the person for that so they don't have to do all that extra work? And I really think they need to build out the game and add more modes in. Add the
I mean, they
PvE that people are asking for,
Mhm.
that Bungie has delivered in all their games. Add it.
They obviously have no issue paying for timed exclusivity on games, so they could at least pay artists for the assets they have in their games.
Hmm.
Yeah, but who knows
Or they
whose
can
decision that
also,
is? Is that Sony's decision or PlayStation's decision, or is this Bungie's decision not to pay the artist? Because then it's like you
I
don't
think
really
right
know
now it's
if
Bungie
the
because Bungie still acts pretty much fucking independently. But if they keep going this route, Sony will enforce a full takeover because it's in the contract. If Bungie don't meet certain criterias, then Sony would 100% take over. And in my honest opinion, that seems like something that needs to happen. At this point, Bungie has like what the fuck have like I mean, salute to them for making Destiny 1 and 2 and you know some of my favorite Halos. I won't never take that away from them, but you load into Destiny 2 as a newcomer, that game is fucking just confusing as fuck. You don't know where to go. It's no streamline. Hey, go here. Like games like the First Descendant does that way better, in my opinion. So just to see that you can't even have a smooth, flawless UI and just interactivity with your most popular game, and then your upcoming game you can't get that out of the window. It's like you guys shouldn't be telling anybody what live service games you should and should not be working on. You know, just the fact that they played a role in Factions 2 not coming out pisses me off. And I'm gonna mention that every time Bungie come up because Factions in the Last of Us universe as a whole is fucking original. Don't go telling no fucking original artists to not make their game when you're out here fucking stealing art. To me, that shit pisses me off. But I won't go on too much of a rant on it.
mm,
Forza Motorsport Update 21 is now out, and it is bringing the return of Indy cars. IndyCar series featured a multiplayer career, new champion cup career. Um, Feature multiplayer has been reorganized, which is really dope. Numerous fixes to AI behavior and single player racing. I always love to see that because I'm more so of a single player type of racer and GT
mm,
and Forza myself. So
fair point. Fair
uh,
point.
shout out to Forza. And you guys gonna check out Motorsport latest update? No.
Oh, the motorsport, it's so technical. I mean, in motorsport, if you screw up once, the race is done.
Yeah.
I'm more of a
Horizon,
person. Yeah.
yeah, Horizon's my jam.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
probably
Oh, I'm ready
not,
for a new Horizon.
unfortunately.
I'm extremely
Next
ready for a
year,
new
the
Horizon.
next year we'll
Definitely.
get that announcement.
I'm praying. I hope so. Okay, Warner Bros. Games is going through some turbulence right now. It restructured its operations, gaming wise, into four divisions and four key franchises, with Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, the DC Universe, and Harry Potter being the four main focuses. Personally, I think this is really, really good because those four franchises has potential to really thrive if you just treat them right. You know, DC, for example, don't put out no fucking Suicide Squad. Don't nobody want that. Harry Potter, you put out a masterpiece with Hogwarts, one of the best selling games this generation. Nobody asked for that dumbass Quidditch game. That could have been some Hogwarts DLC, or those resources could have went into the next one. Reese, speak up. Mortal Kombat 1, come to the front, Reese. Mortal Kombat 1 is a completely mishandled uh, game when you compare it to its competition with Tekken and Street Fighter, even though Tekken is having its hiccups as well. Only got 1 year of support. That sucks. Killer Instinct got years of support. All of the great fighters in the world got years of support. And to see Mortal Kombat come and crash, it was my most played game last year. So I'm gonna come on here and voice my disappointment. On my Xbox wrap up, it was one of my top three games. I thought it had a lot of room to grow, but Warner
Hey,
Bros.
they fucked up and
didn't think
gave
so.
away the Lord of the Rings IP. What a dumb move.
Dumb as fuck. And then even with like Game of Thrones, right? Like I'm so that RTS game that was shown at was it the Xbox showcase? It was some show. I don't know which show it was,
I don't remember
but
which one it was either.
they always look so fucking cool, cinematic
Probably
wise.
Keeley's.
Like, hey, there go Jon Snow. Yeah, let's go. This is the Game of Thrones RPG we've been dreaming about. Look at these cinematics. Oh my god, is that UE5? Then just for that shit to be a PC RTS exclusive is so fucking deflating. And there's also rumors that Sony is looking to purchase from them or purchase them. I don't know if they want to purchase all four of those. Personally, I think they still need to reply to the Activision purchase somehow because Bungie.
They did. Jim
Personally, I
Ryan
don't think,
said
man.
that the Bungie acquisition
Look,
was
Jim
far
Ryan
superior
gone,
than the
and that
Activision
look,
one. So, you know.
Jim Ryan bitch ass out of there, and all his dumbass thoughts. And honestly, Bungie should have left with him the way they fucking operating right now. That personally, I think this would be good for them to have a fighting studio because that might like push Xbox to double down and bring back something like a Killer Instinct because we've all been waiting for a new Killer Instinct and them to bring that back to the
Well, isn't
forefront.
the rumor that they're actually looking at not purchasing game studios, but purchasing more of the streaming aspect side of Warner Brothers? I don't think they could afford to buy these.
I didn't see. I just know they was talking about purchasing them. I didn't know which side. I would hope it's the
I
gaming
I
side because
I think it's their other side, their streaming and movie
I fucking
side.
hope
Yeah.
that Last of Us fucking series get that shit the fuck out of here.
Thank you, fuck you.
Like,
You just did some a membership. Really appreciate that. Oh, Demo Flow got the membership.
hey, love it,
Here you
love
go.
it.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay. All
Hey,
right.
I don't know, Demo. It might be the end of Warner Bros. Whether them motherfuckers get bought or not. The way it's looking, I mean, the writing is on the wall. You feel me?
Oh,
So
I can't wait
my
to
whole
talk about
thing is, at the end of the day, anytime any studio I fuck with is up for sale, I'ma always root for either Sony or Microsoft to buy them motherfuckers. Period. I'd rather have them go to either one of them than to go to Tencent. To go, people can have their gripes with how Xbox and Microsoft manage their games. You can have your gripes with how Sony and PlayStation run their games and studios. But at the end of the day, hey, I'd rather have them two over anything like a Ubisoft or Warner Bros. Like I trust either one of them two being over it, man. For
KY,
sure.
what's your take on the
Shout out Demo, man. Big dubs.
rumored acquisition that Sony might be making in relation to Warner Brothers? Because I don't think it's the games side. I think it's the other side of the business.
I don't care because there's a reason Microsoft didn't go after them. Microsoft didn't go after Warner Bros. Because it was just going to be the publishing house. You weren't going to actually own any IP that Warner Brothers took care of, and
Yeah.
you were not going to be able to lock it down to a service or a platform. If Sony wants to, if they need some extra revenue to sell some games to Xbox and PC players, because we already know PlayStation players don't buy games. I said that out loud. Otherwise, they wouldn't be going to other platforms. Square
Yeah.
Enix.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm really impartial. It doesn't really mean a whole lot. I mean, for as far as Warner Brothers goes, if this is going to help them out, if this is going to help a lot of people out, being bought, then I'm all for it. If it's going to help Sony out, then I'm for it. As a gamer, it's not really going to affect me much on the end product. It may even get better having the backing of one of the big three.
Mm.
So, yeah, bring it on. Maybe Sony will kick them in their ass and we'll get another Batman game. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, man. They love they look, they ass done learned and got burnt from that. From that's why the marathon getting delayed. Concord, motherfuckers troll and pointed out at all the time, which we should. But I honestly think they learned from that. Jim Ryan dumbass is out the door, and I don't think people take that. I don't think people take Jim Ryan not being there as a big of a plus for Sony as I think people should, because his decision making was truly just idiotic.
Well,
all
Herman
around the
Holst
board.
was
You know,
the brainchild behind Concord and that purchase,
Yes,
and he's still there.
was.
yeah,
Oh
well, maybe
man,
his ass need to go too. But Jim Ryan, as far as I know, a lot of other shit Jim Ryan lit behind the scenes, man.
Yep.
Um, just a lot of shit. But you gotta learn and you gotta get burnt, man, to
Hmm.
progress. You gotta
so did,
learn from your mistakes, you know.
Yeah, you do.
Um,
I mean,
have you
I
all
think
seen? Just go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that Sony are looking at Warner Brothers and like their streaming service as an option for wanting to expand their IPs further into that market. Because they've got plenty of IP that
Very
they're sitting
possible.
on there, where they're making TV shows, they're making movies, and they're like, where could we put these? So I feel like there's that side of the business that they're taking a look at because they've talked about that as a company around wanting to spend a bit more time focusing on those creative outlets. Yeah. What were you going to say, Bobby?
I'm sorry, I was in demo flow. I have to disagree. Jimbo had that charisma. No, he did not. He didn't have any charisma whatsoever. I mean, that man just seemed to get older and crazier and fatter. And Phil Spencer is looking fit these days
oh yeah,
and on top of things.
that
So
Xempic is really working out well for Phil.
yeah, it is. What was being talked on that I was going to talk about? I'm sorry, I just completely the
It was
chat
the
drew
the
me.
Sony Warner Brother. Um, I more so didn't really want to talk too much about the Sony purchasing them shit because that really was
Yeah,
just rumor. And we gotta take that with a grain of salt. I was more so wanting everybody's opinion on the how they're refocusing, restructuring their operations and focusing on the four key franchises with Game of Thrones, Mortal Kombat, the DC Universe, and Harry Potter. Because I personally think that's kind of genius. If you just take those four and really keen in and focus on crafting the best experience you can do with those IPs, I think it's room for success, man. You just got to treat them right, you know.
yeah,
You
he
have for
does.
success. You have the proof. With Hogwarts being, like I said, one of the best-selling games this gen. Period. You have the proof with the original Batman trilogy being regarded as the best superhero games out there. So it's like those two alone should show you, hey, if we focus, if we work, and if we give people what they want and what they need and what they're asking for, we have room for a lot of success here. So I'm hoping this
Yeah.
restructure and work out for them. Like I said, I'm a huge DC fan. I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a big Harry Potter fan, but I really do like Hogwarts and enjoyed it. So shout out to them. Crimson Desert is reportedly releasing on November 2nd. The open world action adventure RPG from South Korean studio Pearl Abyss. Yo, those Eastern devs are fucking killing it. You know, Stellar Blade, Black Myth Wukong, Liza P, Crimson Desert. It was another game announced today that I forgot to add to the news. I'm not sure if you guys seen it. Chat, please. Something about a blood revenge. Oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a really, really good trailer, man. It reminded me of some Assassin's Creed. It's a single player game,
Was
and
this the one in a set like way back in the time, like Dynasty type activity of
yes,
that trailer?
yes, yep.
Give me a second. I think I watched it.
Yep, I did too. I was
Probably
just
did.
about to go to my watch history.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
But
That
the way I
predictable.
tell guys I'm an ADHD gamer, I'm an ADHD YouTuber as well. My ass will scroll through about a blood message. This is why I love you, Reese. You son of
Yeah,
a
blood
you son of a
message.
gun, man.
Yes, it looked really good. Looked really
Blood
fucking good.
message looked at really freaking good, man. Um, and it's like, yo, these Eastern devs, like, take my money. You know, like I said, I finished Liza P. I'm gonna fire up Black Myth Wukong again. Give that another swing. It's got a few updates since the last time I tried it, so hopefully I can connect with that and see what everybody in China love about it.
Did you
um,
see
yeah.
the gameplay for Dawnwalker? They had like
Yes,
a
I seen that as well. Did you watch it all?
yeah, I did. And I was like, what? It's
Looks
ending.
fucking
Why isn't
amazing.
there more?
Looks fucking amazing. Next year,
Yeah,
I'm in there, yo.
it's
I really like
Yes.
the aspect of, you got two different lifestyles. Once that sun go down, you're a vampire. You got to feed and you got to survive, and I love the openness of it. you can tell those ex-Witcher and CD Projekt Red devs are shining as far as
That
the
combat, man,
openness.
looked
Yeah,
brutal.
I just hope they got a little FOV slider. I like to back that camera up just a little bit.
Mm.
But besides that, man, looks great.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you to everybody watching us live. Hit that like button, share it out, and just if you are enjoying the show, and maybe you're watching it on something else, you can always jump over to YouTube and put hashtag NextGenVillain in the chat to let us know that you're enjoying the show. Yeah.
100%, and hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Any of you guys plan to check out Crimson Desert in
Yes.
November?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
100%.
I know this is one Demo is excited for as well.
Yeah, when I saw the footage I've seen of that game,
Looks good.
This is the one that you can literally do anything, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I saw a guy was he carrying a sheep or a goat around, petting it, and it was like, what's he? Yeah, you can literally do everything in this game. Anything you could think of, the game will let you do it. It's so like,
Definitely reminds me a bit of Shadow of Mordor. Definitely reminds me of the Shadow games from Lord of the Rings. So I'm intrigued, and I really want to play it. Everything we've seen from it looks really, really good, and so I'm excited to play it.
It strikes me as the ultimate sandbox game where it just drops you into a world, and it's like, have at it.
Extra points for them not taking that fucking Sony hatting money. Extra points to those devs for not doing that.
I always forget about that. Panda is never gonna let them live that down.
Nah, never. Because never. All right. Okay. What is next on our list?
FBC Firebreak reviews are out, and it's sitting at a steaming hot 66 on Metacritic and a 75 on OpenCritic. Now, I did play this. Shout out Reese Lyric. I personally enjoyed it.
I was bored after going through all the game modes for the first time.
Well, I only made it through because I think like each operation got like 3 missions within them, and I think I only made it through the first set of 2 of the operations. I was genuinely surprised because for Remedy to they say first person live service game, I think it's definitely a lot of things to be ironed out. I thought the gunplay and the overall gameplay loop was really dope. Personally,
I thought the gunplay felt floaty. Didn't feel
really.
Yeah, I wasn't enjoying the gunplay for it. I mean, I liked the idea of stuff around the certain things for it. I really liked the post-it level.
Yeah, I like that.
That was hilarious. But it just didn't have me going, I want to keep playing this. I want to keep playing this. Because like the first level you go into, they tell you absolutely nothing and you're figuring it out as you go. Like the fact that like healing is used to like you have to have water to heal and then like depending on what level you're doing you can overheat and so you have to keep cooling yourself down with water and like there's lots of things in that game that they just don't kind of prepare you for.
Next gen hand holder over there, need her hand held in these games.
No, I think it was more like something. 3 people
this
not knowing what's going on. 3 people
this
not knowing what's going on, and you're busy figuring it out. And it doesn't have enough content. It really does not have enough content. But what I do appreciate is the devs, Remedy, acknowledging that the game isn't where it should be and that they are planning to improve it. And so I do appreciate them acknowledging that.
NextGenNero just said that this game was a masterpiece. I think Panda, we really need him to pee in a cup.
Yeah.
You gotta check something out here.
100%.
Right, it's not a masterpiece, man. It's pretty mid. But I will say,
I had fun for like 5 minutes and then I was over it. I was like, I have to play through these levels at a harder difficulty, and that's all I'm going to be doing is playing these levels at a harder difficulty. 5 stages, 5 levels.
I really enjoyed the single player game. Okay, I really enjoyed it. I love Remedy games. Remedy has got best storytelling and universes that are just intertwined with one another. What I think this needed to be a co-op PvE where you were sent in as a special team to look at different wings on different floors of things that could not be taken care of by the current personnel. If they had done that, made it a DLC where you could play cooperatively PvE against, because don't get me wrong, each scenario, the post-it one is by far the best one. That one was great.
Especially with the guys
That
running
was-
at you covered in post-its.
Yes,
And the
that was
boss
so
fight was
great.
dope, too.
I'm surprised the GPU, with all the post-its going everywhere, I'm surprised that GPU in my Series X wasn't melting with everything going on screen. But the scenarios they all had their own nice touch.
Mhm.
And if they had but it wasn't something that I wanted to replay. I think Remedy tried to cash in on this live service. Look, you really liked the game. Yeah, look at this, huh? Multiplayer, yeah. No.
I really could have turned it into even like a road, like, in a way, in the sense of you start out and then like you run into those different encounters and get through that level and then you go to the next room and it's something different. They really could have done that as well. There wasn't anything holding me in the game. Like, you go in and you choose your character that you want to play because there's 3 options. And I was like, so what exactly are we doing? Like, why are we here? I didn't really feel like I knew what the purpose of the game was. And there was no real intent from my side to go, oh, I really want to keep on playing because I really want to figure out what's going on, or I really want to understand why all of the stuff is happening. There's one level, all the pink goop stuff, and I was like, oh, this kind of reminds me a bit of Ghostbusters with the pink slime.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
Remedy just there's a reason people play Remedy games, and it's because of the Remedy lore, and Remedy knows how to do it better than anybody else. This was not it. Like I said, there were good scenarios, but if you had just put something behind it to give it some feeling, some Remedy touch, instead of, here, give us your money so you can play through this and not want to do it again.
Well, it was interesting, like that first level that you go in where you're like having to power up whatever it was and fix these fans. I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, what's the purpose of why we're doing this? Even the level with the weird insect things and they drop those orbs that are radioactive. I was like, why are they even here? Like, can you explain to me why the section of the I can't even think it's the bureau is full of these weird insect things. I was just like, why?
I mean,
Hi,
games.
Slycrow.
Hey, Slycrow. What's up?
Good to see you.
Remedy is just. There's a reason Remedy games are good. There's a reason people love Remedy games. And I think you would have made a lot more money on this game. And Remedy games have always been solo experiences. It's you and their universe. If they had just said, hey, look, here's a co-op that you could play with your friends, but it's still in our single-player storytelling universe, team up with your buddies and have at it. I think it would have carried so much more weight than just a hop-in extraction shooter, hop out. You want to do that again? No, thank you. Really not.
No. Because even like the post-its level where you can up the difficulty and that enables you to go open up the next section, I was like, but you don't even need to open up the next section. You could kill all the post-its in that one area and you'd hit your quota. So I was just like, I don't know. It just wasn't thought all the way through, I feel.
Yeah. It felt empty.
Yeah, it definitely did. Even like upgrading stuff, I was like, oh, so if I want to play this weapon, I have to spend all these points and get to page 4 to then upgrade this weapon that I'm using. Or I could buy these other weapons and use them in the interim. But I know I want to update this particular item. but I have to play the game way a lot and then spend all these points and then eventually get to this page and then upgrade this weapon that I'm using. So the upgrade system. There's
Yeah, the
there's
upgrade
lot
system
to
is
be
kind of
lot to
trash.
be
For
desired in that game. Lot of things left to be desired in that game. Yeah.
sure.
You can definitely tell that's not Remedy's cup of tea, that type of game.
Yeah.
Because
No, did
it
they
wasn't.
co-develop that with anyone?
I'm not sure, but I
Yeah,
pretty
me
all
neither.
trolling aside, I pretty much agree with everything Bob said. YouTube Panda. I think it could have just benefited from just being more tuned in to what they do best. You
Mm-hmm.
know, the Control and Alan Wake universe is just freaking god tier. Even if it was just a co-op experience, you know, just you and
Yeah.
another buddy, or two people go in and you know, because my biggest thing about Alan Wake and Control is finding notes and lore about the world.
Mhm.
You know, if you could have somehow
Right.
incorporated that into and just given a little bit of story and a little bit of lore as of to why you're going to fix this fan or this event, I think that would have went a long way.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
you
What
live and
am
you
I, a
learn, man.
maintenance man with a gun?
Yeah.
Right.
And then someone's just banging with like a
And why do I need everybody to squirt on me to help me? I don't know. Like,
yeah. Keep me cool.
No.
Just
Oh,
keep throwing water at me. Or like if you got in the shower and the other person hadn't electrified the shower to give it power, it would freeze you. I was just like, all right, so you literally go in and you have to figure out the game for yourself.
has anybody on the panel checked out Lost in Random Eternal Die? I'm
No.
wondering because I know I played a little bit of the demo a while back and it was just so different from the first game.
Because this one is a roguelite, from my
So they
understanding.
okay. All
Whereas
right.
the other one was more of a proper story-driven game. So I feel like you're playing with the queen from the original game,
Hmm.
and you're playing her when she's younger. That's my understanding of it. I might be wrong, but that's what I've kind of taken away from it. I haven't touched it because I want to finish the first game, which I
Same.
need to go back and finish.
Definitely. What's next? Oh yeah, this is really dope to see. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel has reached 10 million units sold globally. I just thought that was dope, man. I like seeing when good games
Wow.
sell well.
Damn,
Actually,
that's
shout out
pretty
to
Sold more than
Reese.
Final Fantasy.
I've never
16.
played this game. Is it any good?
I think it's pretty. I think it's decent. I didn't play it until the homie Reese gifted it to me a while back.
Is it in Game Pass now?
I don't think so. I know Crash 4 just came to Game Pass. So
Oh, the Out of Time one, whatever it's
Mhm.
called. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
So shout out to Crash, man. Hopefully we get a new Crash game soon or a new Spyro game, something of the sorts.
I mean, Crash Team Racing Nitro has sold more games globally than Final Fantasy 16 has.
Shh, don't tell
Arguably it's the no, I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say arguably it could be considered the better game. I think it's. I
Just
think
say
I
it.
won't say it's
Go
better
full
than.
villain, Nero. Go
I
full
won't say.
villain.
I look. I will. I won't say it's better than Final Fantasy 16, but I will say it's better than Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I will die on that hill. I think 16 as a whole is the better.
for you, bro.
Hey,
Cancelled,
look.
Nero,
Rebirth
you're
is
cancelled.
fucking mid. All right.
This is what this is.
Look.
They're gonna call you a grifter again.
They can call me what the hell they want to call me. God damn it. 16 is the better game. Shit.
Hey, you know
All
what?
around
I think Tryhard would 100% agree with you there.
That's because Tryhard, like myself, is a man of culture and we love to spread the truth. Now, I'm trying to understand what the fuck everybody loves about Rebirth. Because the first 50% of the goddamn game is walking around a fucking mall or walking around a goddamn beach. That shit ass. Who the fuck wants to do that? Like, man, look, when it comes to Xbox, I hope people check it out. I hope y'all play it. Panda, if you get it on sale.
What? Final Fantasy 7?
Nah, Rebirth, whenever that. Hopefully that come next year. But seven
Oh,
to me is a 10 out of 10. I
so the
love 7.
remake and then Rebirth is the second one, eh?
Yeah,
Out of
yeah.
the three. And we're still
Out of
waiting
the
on the
3,
third one,
yes.
right? Still
Yeah,
the third
I
one to
think
go?
the third one got potential. Don't get me wrong. The second half of Rebirth was pretty good and it ended decent for me. But that first half, you can't ignore the first half of that game. The pacing is horrible. Just come on, man. Like
I will
that's
agree the
why
fanfare around that game
it's a lot
wasn't
of
as
dick
much as
riding.
it was for the first part
Right.
of remake. Yeah.
It's made.
But also,
They
was it
always
very
call me a
different to
pony.
how
They
the
always
original
call me
played?
this, that, and the third. Nah, that
Was
shit
the
ass.
original was turn based, right? And this wasn't turn based. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Was it turn based? I ain't played back
I think
then,
the
so I
original
wouldn't
was
really
turn
know.
Final Fan.
based.
I bought the original PlayStation for Final Fantasy VII, the 3-disc Final Fantasy VII on the OG PlayStation. Yes, it was turn based, and Rebirth is not.
No.
The remake
Mm.
is not. It is.
Why?
It's
Why would they change the gameplay so much?
because people just wanted to swing that big ass sword of McLeod's the way they wanted to, and didn't want to take turns doing it. They just wanted to
Clyde
go in.
better than Cloud too.
Da,
We
da,
get
da,
that off as
da.
well.
That looks like you need those shaken weights.
I love that episode of South Park. I love
Love
that
it.
episode.
Oh, you and me both. You and me
Oh
both.
gosh.
Here's your
I
cab
can't wait for
fare.
the new season of South Park, yo.
That was such a good episode on South Park. I do agree.
I agree,
Okay.
Crow. Like Rebirth combat is good, but it's like, is combat good enough to carry a game? Because I mean, shit, Crackdown 3 combat wasn't too shabby, but that game didn't get any slack cut towards it because of the
Yeah, but
combat
it was
being good. Like,
Xbox, so tax.
I mean, nah, fuck that. I'm
But
here to break
I
that meteor.
I will
I'm
say that Crackdown 3 did feel empty. It
yeah, it
needed
did,
something to it.
look,
But the
but
gameplay was fun.
that was just an example. I'm trying to think because there's other games, and I'm not just trying to just say Xbox game, but it's other games all around the board, right? Where the combat was the highlight of the game, but the game still got dragged for being lackluster in other parts. All I'm saying is Final Fantasy Rebirth should get that same energy. It should get that same energy. Like the open world sections is boring and lackluster. And let me say something. If you play Rebirth on the base PlayStation 5, shut the fuck up. That shit looked like a goddamn Series S game. I don't want to hear shit. Like on the Pro, it looks good. It looks clearer. It runs better, of course. The pop
My
in is
man's got a point.
ridiculous. It's a lot of pop in that motherfucker. Let's start there. It's a lot of pop in there. You know what I'm saying? They need to switch to UE5. Like Square Enix, they games going everywhere because maybe the motherfuckers on PlayStation got taste as well. Just like on Xbox, we got taste. We're not just gonna eat up whatever the fuck y'all throw at us. That shit ass. And if you're on base PS5, you should not be in no rush to buy any Final Fantasy game, whether it's 16 or Rebirth. Them blurry ass games. Like Square Enix got to stop getting away with this shit. They got to stop getting away with this shit, man. Don't nobody else get away with it. Shit, you feel what I'm saying? I
You're not
call
wrong.
out Redfall and call out, the Xbox hardware and shit for not living up to my standards at certain times. But man, like I respect Final Fantasy. I'm happy I played him. I bought him. I supported him. But with that being said, I spent money. I'm not holding my breath. Rebirth is overrated as fuck. That should and as much as I love Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think it's a great game, a 10 out of 10. Those games are not to the degree where they should be holding them like fucking snacks in front of Xbox users and fan base. Like even the same shit with Wukong. Like these games is not that god tier in my eyes to be dangling in front of a fan base like, hey, you guys
I
want
don't
this? No,
care
no.
about how good the
Y'all
game
want
is.
ourselves.
It's the exclusivity of it. That's what they care about. The fact it's not on Xbox. It's all they
Man,
cared about. And now they're shitty.
they should be caring about how it's not taking full advantage of them 9
What's up,
teraflops in that
Yobi?
P5. I don't know, man. People got to start keeping it real, man. I'm just because people set my standards so high. Like Rebirth. Like I was walking into, like I said, I walked in and out of Final Fantasy 16 way more pleased than I did with 7. And Rebirth. And I played Rebirth after finish. I played it back to back. The first game to the maybe people like Rebirth more because it was such a break between them. But when you play them back to back, bro, Rebirth is a step back in a lot of places. Yeah, the combat is improved, but what the fuck else is improved? The pacing is not improved. It has unnecessary open world sections that's meaningless. It's not breaking any boundaries graphic wise. You have to get a PS5 Pro if you want that shit to look any type of good. Even with what they just did with the Final Fantasy 16, it runs at 720p on the Series X in performance mode. Who the fuck do you think is going to wait 2-3 years to get your games and for it to run worse? Like in that case, No, like I defended the Wukong people because this is their first time making a big ass game. You know what I'm saying? So I give them the benefit of the doubt. Yes, it was money had it to a certain degree, but I do believe they had honest problems with the Series S. Square Enix don't get that excuse. So that same energy all you motherfuckers had with Black Myth talking about, oh, I'm not buying that shit. I'm not rocking with that. Nah, I have the same energy with Square Enix for bringing their games hella late and then worse on a stronger system. It makes zero sense. Tell them
So
to get it
Nero, if
together.
you ask me that question, do you think I'm buying any of those Final Fantasy games?
Who you?
Yeah. Do you think I will?
Shit, I not for full price. Fuck no, because you got to buy
No,
them.
you are 100% correct.
I will say they're not like games that's just worth like not playing at all. But I didn't even buy them games for full
Hi,
price.
back
I
from the
bought
dead.
Rebirth for 30, and I bought Final Fantasy 16 for 30. So both of those games combined, I got less than for a $70 price game modern.
There
So
you
it's
go.
like
There you
on
go.
sale, hell yeah. Check it out, play it. I won't say don't play it, but for full price, even at $50, they're asking for Final Fantasy. I'm not, yo, I bought this Series X for 4K 60. That's what Aaron Greenberg told me I was getting, yo. I'm not about to play no 720p or no goddamn Final Fantasy 16. But the people who do, good to you. I just feel like you can't reward bull because at that point, you're not even porting over the PS5 version. You porting over a PC version to the series. I don't know what they got going on, bro. But Square Enix, I'm not letting them off. I'm not letting them off the hook. You know, beforehand, before I play their games, before I bought them and supported them, it's easy trolling. It's easy. This is the truth right now. Fuck y'all. Get y'all optimization together. Get y'all writing, y'all pacing together. You know what I'm saying? All these goofy ass dance scenes with Cloud and shit, I can do without. Shout out Clive. He's the better protagonist. Thank you for coming to my rant.
What's up, Force One? I'll wait for Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 remake with Game Pass.
Hey, I mean, hey,
Hey, not
smart
wrong.
man. Shit. Hey, I'm not gonna tell you, that's not a smart decision. I honestly think it is. Look, this is just me being honest, yo. Like on some real shit. Like I love my Pro, I love my PS5, I love my Series X, but when I play lackluster games, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do it. When I beat Final Fantasy 16, I felt the urge to sit down and make a review. I felt like I owed that to the homie Tryhard, and I owed it to just myself for sleeping on the franchise and actually being excited for it, but having to wait till I got my PS5. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, like I didn't review it. I didn't like. I just felt nothing after I was like, it's cool. Shout out to my homie Power Boss. He was right about it. Like that shit. It's cool. It's a cool game, man.
I'd care more about Kingdom Hearts 4 news. Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame you on that one.
Yeah. I just I don't know, man. I just don't understand the the pedestal some of these JRPGs and just some of these games just sit on. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it, man. I respect them for what they do, but we also got to be honest and be fair. Like games get knocked for performing bad, but when it's them, they don't. Rebirth is what, a 90 something? Metacritic? Like 16 is an 80 something? Like, look how those games perform. Like, what are we doing here? Even with Black Myth Wukong, look how that game performed on the PS5. But if it's other certain games and shit, y'all want to knock them. You know what I'm saying? Yep. That shit not right, man.
All right. Well, Lives of P Overture reviews, the DLC has come out to actually pretty good. So lots of 9s and 8s across the board. So it's sitting at an 84 on Metacritic and an 85 on OpenCritic. So you've recently finished the first game. Is that right, Nero? If you haven't checked out his review, definitely check it out. Are you planning on playing the DLC?
I definitely am. I have it on my wish list. It's just so many games right now. I'm not gonna pay full price for the DLC. The moment it go on sale, I would definitely pick it up, reinstall Liza P, and get to it. Hashtag broke gamer.
It's because you're buying all of your Pro Enhanced versions.
Hey, on sale. Add on sale at the end.
Yeah, on sale. True.
Sale.
We like a sale here because, we don't
Love
hate
it.
our wallets. Yeah, 100%.
100%.
100%. KY, are you a Souls fan? Like Souls-like fan? Oh, your sound's gone.
Sorry, I muted myself. I'm not a Souls fan, but I do like the whole lore behind Liza P and Pinocchio, whole different look. It's almost like Clive Barker's Pinocchio almost. I mean, it is.
True.
It's a twisted version of Pinocchio, and it intrigues me. But I tried to play it, and yes, it is Souls like.
There's
And
an easy mode now.
I know that's what I'm really pumped about. I'm
Not
like,
not according to IGN. They say that easy mode is not easy, but that's not saying much.
I mean, that isn't saying much from IGN.
That's not saying nothing.
yeah.
Really,
I mean,
it's not saying much, but I just thought I'd throw it out.
We do got to pick and choose with all these release days for these games. Yes, we do have to pick and choose what games we get, and I feel like that's
100%.
what the industry forgets around why their games aren't performing. Financially speaking, we have to pick and choose. We can't buy every game that we want to buy. Sometimes we've got to wait for a sale.
I do.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying, KY?
I buy every game. That's why my backlog is larger than everybody else's. I like to. So when I do my podcast, which is Games That Live on Wednesdays at 8 p.m., I really love to run gameplay of the newest game that's out that week. And so I will get a game and I will literally play 2 hours through it for footage and clip it. And then the next week I'll start on a new game, and I have a backlog that is huge.
Same, man.
But, I mean, they're going to be there on my hard drive. I'll get to them eventually.
Yeah, that's why I like owning my games, yo, because you don't feel like you're against the clock. Do you feel that way, Bob, or is it just me? I don't know. Me personally, I feel like when I own games, especially when I pick them up on sale, I just knowing I own them and they're in my backlog, I feel more inclined to get to them. Exactly. I get to them when I get to them.
Right.
100%. Because if I would have just waited to get to it when I get to it with Liza P, just playing it strictly on Game Pass, I would be assed out right now. That motherfucker is not in the service. So that's why it's like, if it's something I like, whether it's Game Pass or PS Plus, depending on the price, I'll buy it, or depending on when it go on sale, I'll buy it, just to have that peace of mind of I'll get to this when I get to it. So that, for me, that's a comfort thing.
All right.
Yeah. And I got a problem with replaying old fucking games. I just rebought the Metro trilogy on PlayStation, and I'm about to fucking replay Last Light in 2033 again because I fucking love them.
It's such a good game.
That's what I'm saying. It was $2 for each game.
Shit.
Each game was $1.99. I'm like, yo, how can I not? Then I bought the fucking extra DLC for Exodus. I already owned it.
Deus Ex really cheap, both the 360, Human Revolution, and the Mankind Divided, and I've actually started playing that again. That's the other game I was playing this week. Deus Ex,
Human
Revolution.
Finished the Sniper Resistance 5, didn't you? The latest
I
one?
did finish Sniper Elite 5. I did finish Sniper Elite Resistance, but I do want to play that apparent DLC that they're coming out with a new mission.
Shout out to Legendary Yobi. Yes, I cannot wait to give Asus and Xbox my money fast enough.
What's good with you, yo?
Definitely looks nicer with the improved hand grips over what the original ROG Ally came out with.
This is shout out to the 130 people in with us live across YouTube and Twitter. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Also, once again, man, shout out to Bob. We really appreciate you being here. Slander and Square Enix has woken me up a bit, guys, which is good leading into these final quick topics and main topics. I just feel like, I'm tired of games that's just praise to oblivion, but then everybody want to downplay something like Starfield. Like, you can't downplay Starfield in the same breath, just praise Rebirth through the roof. Like, that's where the hypocrite shit for me started coming in. I get it's different RPGs, it's different strokes for different folks, but I mean,
Concord is the worst live service game of this generation, and you're saying Mind's Eye is the new worst, like, general
worse than
game?
that. Yeah. Look, Concord might have failed and been a $500 million fucking disaster, but goddamn it, it did not get no 37 on Metacritic, man. Mind's Eye, the new worst game of the generation. Shout out to Gullum, whatever it is. What are some other bad ones? I think Redfall was just overhated. Like, was it flawed? Yes,
It was.
What
but
was the
I
one that
enjoyed it.
Remedy did? Crossfire X.
Oh yeah, Crossfire
Yep.
X, man. Yeah, for some reason that was one of my first reviews to like get thousands of fucking views. I said, "Holy shit!" I said, "Yo, what is going on?" I woke up to like 7,000 views. That was like hype. That was the first time I had a video do that well. Shout out to Crossfire X, man. It's like sometimes disasters can be success for other people depending on how you come at it. Yeah, so this is sitting at a 37 on Metacritic and a 34 on OpenCritic. Absolute disaster, trash all around, horribly optimized. Um, it's just trash, man. Of course, you saw Hip Hop Gamer playing that shit, bro. Shout out Hip Hop Gamer, man, out here breaking news in these streets, man. Give him his flowers.
Did you
Tom Warren,
watch?
stop stealing from that man.
Did you watch Digital Foundry's video on Mind's Eye? Did you watch their video?
I started it, but I mean, I didn't have to really see much because it's just from what I seen with my eyes. I'm like, yo, this is
They
a
showed you
disaster.
like points where like it got to like 7 or 8 frames. It was insane
It's
how
ridiculous.
bad the performance was. They were like, this reminds us of a 360 PS3 era generation game where you've the performance isn't stable. Kind of sad to see that because Mind's Eye looked kind of good from what we
Yep.
saw. But it's kind of sad to see that it just didn't live up to whatever the developers were trying to deliver. And even Digital Foundry kind of said it feels like it was a unreleased like alpha version of the game, or that you usually wouldn't see at this point. Someone's kind of leaked it. It just didn't feel like a finished game. Like it still needed years in development to finalize it. So I'm kind of sad. Maybe they just couldn't afford to do more on the games, and they had to push it out. And push it out in this state, you can't push a game out in this state.
Yeah, especially when you push a game out in that state for full price. I don't have no sympathy for you.
No, fuck, the price was
yeah,
stupid.
yeah, $60 for it.
$30 would have definitely probably changed the number from 37 maybe to 40.
I will say, I'm not gonna lie, like this isn't a game I'll pick up on sale for Black Friday. If it's around $20, hell yeah, I'll buy it. Hopefully it's running better. It's ironed out a bit. I love a good comeback in gaming. Hopefully this could try to have a comeback. I highly doubt it. Funny enough, somebody said it is rumors that Mind's Eye 2 is in pre-development. I'm like, this game is still in pre-development and it's on the
I
market
feel
right
like
now.
you should
So
change it from Mind's Eye to Cataracts.
yeah. Yo, need to do something. That shit, yeah. Worst game of the generation. For sure.
I really liked it.
Did
Oh,
you
you played
Bobby?
it?
Mm-hmm.
All
really
right.
liked
This is what I like to hear. Go ahead. Let me hear it. Sell me on the game so I can get it on Black Friday like I plan to do anyway.
It's got a very good story. It
Ooh.
really does, and
seems
I mean,
good.
I'm not gonna defend it technically because I played it on Series X, and I did not have the option of what mode I wanted to play it in, and the game is horrible with screen tearing, but it's still very playable and responsive, and yeah, I mean, you kind of feel like the character that you play has not. I don't want to give any spoilers, but he's a lot more than he thinks he is, and that comes out in battle. It almost makes battle feel extremely easy because when his heart rate rises and bullets are flying, it's almost like this part of his brain shuts off and the other part turns on. And when the battle's over, he's in shock because he can't believe what he just did and why he did it and how he did it. And yeah, it's got a really good story. And yes, it is technically flawed up but I'm not trying to get a refund for it. I paid full price for it. I'm not trying to get a refund for it because hopefully they can fix some of the technical flaws. And
yeah,
if
they fix it, I'll definitely take a look at it because I did hear good things about the story.
And I'm not gonna lie, even with all the flaws and shit, it's certain clips I see where I'm like, yo, that shit look all right. Like I want to check it out. It's just that price is a tough ask.
The price, the
Yeah,
performance, optimization. I'm not buying a game day one that performs the way this game is performing.
true that.
That's a
I
joke.
mean, I can't blame you,
I'm sick of
but
I'm sick of games being pushed out unpolished, and just unoptimized for the hardware they're being delivered on. Yeah, I'm sick of it.
100%. I'm right there with you. It's definitely frustrating to see.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to let my cat upstairs. Give me 1 second. Did you hear him?
I did.
Yeah, we
He's
are.
telling me. He's telling me.
So this next piece of quick news, 2K and Gearbox Software has confirmed that Borderlands 4 will be $70. It offers $100 and $130 editions. We also got some previews. It feels like a soft reboot, darker setting and story, which is music to my ears. Build crafting options, shift away from Pandora location, 5 additional ways to keep your Vault Hunter in motion, additional weapon manufacturers and loot, pre-order bonus, and more for PlayStation 5, Series XS, and PC. This is personally like music to my ears. I'm a Borderlands fan, have been since I played the first game with my little brother way back 360 days. Um, I love Borderlands 1, 2. I love the prequel. Handsome Jack is one of my favorite video game villains. Was not really a big fan of 3. I liked it, the city. I liked it, the cars, the little the when you go to the city, the wheel thing you could drive. It's like a big
Yes.
ass wheel. I love that. I
Yep.
love driving that around. The guns was great. The graphics was good, in my opinion. It's just Borderlands for me live and die with your antagonists, with the villains. Like, who am I going against? So they kind of dropped the ball with 3, but I might cop. Reese said he's seen some stuff today. I guess they put out some new stuff. I'm gonna have to go check it out. But
Yeah.
it'll
Today
probably be a
was
pickup for me.
today was the Borderlands 4 live stream with Randy Pitchford.
Oh wow, I'm gonna have to go check that out after the
They had,
podcast.
When he says might be
yeah,
a cop, is he saying like worth it or might be a cop out?
worth it. Yeah,
Oh,
no
worth
cop.
it. I mean, once they announced the price for 70, I kind of, because I was interested in it from the moment it got announced. Like I said, I love Borderlands, and it's just I'm not fucking with the $80 price range because just personally, I feel like it's barely been 10 games I can count on my hand this whole generation that was worth this $70 price tag. So that's just a personal stance for me. But with it being 70, man, I'll be happy to check it out. I heard some good things.
Yeah, it was I mean, okay, the on stage stuff today with Borderlands was kind of cringe because everybody's kind of got their own thoughts about Randy Pitchford. And so he's on stage, he does a lot of talking, but the meat and potatoes, the reason why everybody was there, it was for the full download on what to expect in Borderlands 4, and they did not disappoint.
I just hope that the story definitely is more than what they delivered in Borderlands 3. That's all. That's my hope for Borderlands 4, is they take that story and they crank it up.
I gotta give
Game's still great, but
I got to give a shout out to my buddy Wise Old Gamer. He sent me these cookies,
Mm.
and Selena Gomez has a tasty cookie. I just have to say, I may be getting some more of these.
I wouldn't mind eating her cookie
yeah, yep.
personally. You feel me, Panda? It's a little taste. I mean, the box look good. What can I say?
What flavor are they, Bobby? Do they just plain Oreo flavor? Or
No. They are chocolate and cinnamon cream cookies.
Oh yes, 100%. I make this chocolate self-saucing pudding, and they don't tell you to put cinnamon in it, but I put cinnamon in it, and just elevates it and makes it delicious. Okay, all right. Where are we at? What were we talking about?
Just a quick announcement as well. Did you have anything to add for Borderlands 4, Panda? Was you gonna check it out, or
I'm happy it's $70. I mean,
just hold up, just listen to what we're saying. this is the state of the gaming industry. We're happy it's $70.
But I was just gonna
It's
say,
crazy, isn't it?
I was just gonna say, the fact that people are lording over the fact that $70 is kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
State of
100%.
industry, baby.
Yep.
Yep.
Other than that,
State
no,
of-
I got nothing else to say. I think I will probably end up picking it up because of the co-op side of it and playing it with other people. At some point, yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. I still have to pick up Space Marines too, so I'll probably maybe pick up Space Marines too before I pick
Random, is anybody checking out Killing Floor 3 next month? That's $40. I think I'm gonna check it out and be in there. I was just talking about it with my homie Rizzy. I think I'm gonna grab it next month.
Hmm.
And also a PC game. I know you game on PC a bit, Bob. What is it's called? Ready or Not? The tactical shooter. It's what Rainbow wishes it could be. That's coming to console next month as well. So I'm
Oh.
excited to check that out for sure.
I am looking forward to the Capcom stream. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know what I really want to hear from Capcom? Some Dragon's Dogma 2 announcements.
I keep
Fucking
forgetting
wanna-
about that game.
Oh, I really want to hear what they're doing with that because I fucking love Dragon's Dogma 2. I also wish that they would add a little bit of, because the story in number 1 was fantastic. So I wish they'd add something in there that kind of pays homage to number 1. Yeah. Got nothing else. Nothing
about-
else to add to that.
What about some Dead Rising news? Would that be interesting?
Depends on what the Dead Rising news is, because I feel like the remaster of the first game was ass.
Yeah.
I love Dead Rising 3. I played through Dead Rising 4. I feel like I've got Dead Rising 2 that I haven't touched at this point, but I do own it. I wouldn't mind seeing a new Dead Rising game. I mean, like,
You
I
played the
think-
remastered one?
I played it for 5 seconds, yeah.
That is disappointing. I got it on my wish list. I was just thinking about picking it up. I probably still will because I love Dead Rising, but ouch. Not the news you
I
want to hear.
would not recommend. Maybe on a really good sale, maybe. But if you
So-
played
so
the
wait,
original
what-
and then
what's-
go to play the
Yeah.
remake or remaster, you'll be
Mhm.
disappointed.
So what was the biggest disappointments for you?
I just think the whole thing just didn't feel. I don't know how to describe it, but it just didn't feel like what I would have considered a remaster
Okay.
to feel like around the improvements. It felt like a 0.5 step up, and I was like, there have been plenty of other remasters that have completely transformed or completely improved or just lived up to what your memory of the original game was and then just made it better and polished and more optimized and everything like that. And I feel like this didn't live up to that. It was actually one of the more disappointing remasters I've played.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, that's just the reality.
You don't get that a lot from Panda, so
I mean,
all right.
I mean,
Cherish
I
it.
liked it. I liked the remaster of Dead Rising. I mean, when Dead Rising first came out, I really loved the whole premise. I mean, because I loved that. I loved the movie Dawn of the Dead, where they're all stuck in the mall.
Yeah.
And
I knew you
that
was a
whole-
man of culture.
The whole synopsis, it just spoke to me.
Yeah.
And then when I started playing, I was like, yeah, this is really cool. And then when I seen that everything had a time limit to it, I was like, hold on, Bob doesn't like that too much. That's why when Dead Rising 3, when the time limits went away, I was like, yes, I love this. I can take however long I want.
Fucking love Dead Rising 3, actually. I agree once they got rid of the time limits. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the time limits, it just, if you got things, it cuts you out on pieces of the story. If you didn't get certain things done in time, you missed out on certain parts. And doing a 100% completion of the game meant you had to do everything by their time. And I didn't like that. And so when I saw the remaster was the same way, I don't know. I still bought it. I'm a simp. I know.
Well, I feel like Dead Rising 3 just meant you got to I used to just run around and like just kill everything. I didn't even play the story for ages. I just ran around and just had fun creating different items and just killing the hell out of all the zombies. I had so much fun, and the time limits being gone, yeah. Do you guys ever
I mean,
replay Resident Evil, like the original Resident Evil?
Oh yeah,
Slide?
I'll replay Resident Evils fucking
No.
yearly, yo. Crow, listen, dude, yeah, you barked up the right tree. Because first of all, it's crazy you brought that up.
Get a good
Bob,
night's
first of
sleep.
all, I love your fucking t-shirt. I've been looking at it for the last hour, and I've been every time I come to say something about it, we get distracted. But I love your t-shirt, and it pointed out to me that I don't have enough video gaming related t-shirts. I have a decent amount of wrestling t-shirts and other hobbies, football t-shirts, but so I kind of went to one of my sites. Like, I don't know if you guys shop at TV Public, but that's a good place to get a lot of like graphic t-shirts from. And it's funny, the homie Crow mentioned Resident Evil because I just found this really dope ass Resident Evil 2 t-shirt I want to get. I'm gonna send it to you guys after the show. But yo, I replay Resident Evil all the time, man. Resident Evil is just one of those franchises. First of all, I replay horror games, period. And now that I got a PS5 Pro, it's like every horror game I played in the last 3 years on the X, I'm about to
Replaying
replay again from Dead Space remake, Alan Wake, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, all of them, man. Love Capcom, man. They're goated. And it got to finish Devil May Cry 5 as well. Those guys are
Well,
just
you're
so
going to be
good.
playing. You're going to be watching Silent Hill 2: Return to Silent Hill when it comes out in
Yes.
January next year, January 23rd,
Yes.
2026. That's the film
100%.
adaptation. I'm curious. And then the director of Outer Rings live action movie, currently on his 7th playthrough of that game. I mean, if you're doing a live action version of Outer Ring, you really need to play the hell out of that game. Damn. I bet you there's people who definitely have played that much of that game. It's goated. It definitely is goated. I definitely understand.
I'm on the market for one for IQ, so if you find one, please send it to me. A PlayStation 1Z, and give me a Xbox like knitted hat to go with it. I'm breaking boundaries out here, guys. Just rock with me. Me and Phil got a vision. Just stick with us.
We're ready to jump into some main topics.
Yeah, let's get
Oh,
started.
there's the PlayStation hat. There's the PlayStation hat. Love it. Nero.
Ah, man, love it.
Okay.
I'm gonna catch up, Bob. First of all, well, lucky for you can wear hot hats. My head is too fucking big for hats, and it has been my whole life, even before the dreadlocks. Yo, like my head is big as hell, bro. And I'll be like, I want to wear hats.
The Sly Crow remake on sale. Definitely get it.
Right,
It is
please.
a very good remake. Very great.
80% off on PSN. Damn, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
100%.
What was it? Snaps between the legs and all this other stuff that I'm seeing on screen? I'm super surprised by it. Okay, so we had 2 announcements this week. I feel like 2 very big announcements around intent, and then we'll take these as a layer of intent rather than actually giving us a roadmap or telling us what to expect. So basically, we've established a strategic multi-year agreement with AMD. So this is what's come out of this, to co-engineer silicon across a portfolio of devices, including our next generation Xbox consoles, not console, but consoles, together with delivering deeper visual quality, immersive gameplay, and AI-powered experiences grounded in a platform designed for players, not tied to a single store or device, and fully compatible with your existing Xbox game library. So that was what Sarah Bond was talking about, and Lisa Su also came out and was talking as well around this and confirming the partnership between Xbox and AMD. And so she said, Xbox and AMD are building on 2 decades of partnership, innovation, and trust. AMD will extend its console work to design full roadmap of gaming optimized chips, combining the power of Ryzen and Radeon for consoles, handhelds, PC, and cloud. So I'm actually going to throw to KY because I feel like you have a really good opinion about what you want to talk about for this topic, because I don't think it's there's a lot to kind of read in between the lines around, but it feels like it's a letter of intent. They said a lot without saying a lot at the same time, because I feel like they've still got plenty to announce in the future. And this isn't a proper announcement. It is really just intent to let us know that these are what is going to be happening in the future. So KY, what was your takeaway? And you can talk about Sarah Bonds or AMDs or both. I'll leave it to you.
Yes. So what both of these lovely ladies on screen were talking about is basically what you're going to get next gen is going to be a chip on the Xbox that the one on the PlayStation will not compare. The PlayStation will not have the NPU. We've seen it so far. It's coming out in the ROG Xbox Ally X first, which is the Ryzen AI Z2. It has a neural processing unit in it, which will handle all the. We're seeing the first time backwards compatibility will be handled on a hardware level from an AI standpoint. And Xbox has made an agreement with AMD. I believe that their APU from AMD will have the NPU in it, and the one for Sony will just have the basic APU with. I say basic. I don't want to downplay it. It'll still be a really great APU, and it'll have machine learning, but all that will be standard, and it won't have the APU plus the NPU on die. It won't have the neural processing of the AI power that the one on the Xbox will have, because Xbox is. I mean, let's be honest. Sony gave up backwards compatibility with the PS3, and Xbox is striving to hit that backwards compatibility for the last 25 years. We want you to bring everything forward with you. Now, how physical will equate to that? Like, if I have a physical disc and I have a digital console, or I don't know. I mean, that's maybe there's no way around that. Maybe it's just digital purchases forward. Or maybe the next console will have a disk drive option, and you will be able to put a disc in and it'll say, "Hey, you own this. Let's play some of the Fusion Frenzy." Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's what I think. If it wasn't, why would Lisa Sue ever mention backwards compatibility if it wasn't in some way related to her hardware? And the only thing on a system on chip APU that could do any kind of backwards compatibility would be a neural processing unit, the AI horsepower needed to emulate the hardware itself, transform the hardware itself to match the software.
Yeah.
Up until this point, it's always been a software angle.
Mhm.
And with the NPU, we may get it may be the hardware tricking the software this time around instead of the software tricking the hardware. So, yeah, that's what I feel. I'm pumped about it,
Yeah.
and I do want to add that this also came out because you're seeing a lot of rumblings like everything is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Well, Xbox isn't making next gen consoles. Well, guess what? Xbox has to. Xbox has still got at least 2 gens in their pocket because they just made a 10-year agreement with AMD. So that is going to put the loyalists at ease. You're going to have first party hardware, and this hardware from AMD, this is going to be a certain chipset that will be open to all vendors. Xbox first party, Asus will be able to use this system on chip to make their own Xbox. MSI will be able to use this system on chip to use their own Xbox. And some may have better performance than the others. And yeah, totally open platform, baby. Every storefront, every manufacturer. Let's go.
I agree. I agree. I definitely think this leads into a lot of third party third party hardware developers or engineers and such to deliver a Xbox experience, especially when you look at what they're doing with the Xbox UI or OS, the Xbox Windows PC one, allowing them to load that up and use that on the hardware that they put that OS on. But I'm going to throw to Nero. What was your takeaway from what was said this
Um,
week
I
from
walked away
Xbox
pretty
and AMD?
positive.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's nothing like I haven't heard before, only because if you pay attention, about a year or two ago, Sarah Bonds mentioned, it being a big leap, and she said backwards compatibility was their main focus. So them pretty much just coming out and double downing on this for the people and naysayers that hasn't been paying attention or in tune with the platform they cheer for or gloom and doom for. So for me personally, like what was said wasn't really big news, but it was just really like satisfying to get that confirmation on a bigger scale, and especially with them with AMD teaming up. Like Bob said, that should put a lot of people, including myself, at ease as far as the hardware going forward. Um, I'm not against the openness of the platform. I'm just
Mm.
wondering from a console, because the whole point for me is just plug and play and just fire up my games and they good to go. I wonder if they will still make games developed specifically for the next generation of Xbox hardware, or will we just be getting PC ports of games to Xbox? So I wonder how devs is going to do it
There's
going
a lot
forward. But
left unsaid in this, right? And a lot
yeah,
where
yeah,
you're like that. We're waiting to hear more to really understand
definitely,
what the future and their roadmap looks like, and how does
yeah.
it impact traditional
Right.
Xbox
I was
console
kind of left
gamers.
with more questions afterwards than before, but
Hmm.
the highlight for me was consoles
Yeah.
and with an S, and also what bringing in the handhelds, because I've been saying it all year. I'll say it again. I'm okay with a Switch. Please give me a dedicated Xbox handheld that just plays my library natively. And PS5 do the same shit. I fuck with the Portal, especially for it being a $200 device, less depending on where you get it at nowadays. Just for the simplicity of streaming your games, I think that's useful. I have a bad back, been in multiple car accidents and shit, a lot of life shit. So sometimes I don't want to sit in this chair at this desk. Some days I might just want to kick up in bed, or if me and Bay is watching a movie, I just bring out the Portal. So for me, them bringing up a handheld device is music to my ears. Um, when you got the Tom Warrens of the worlds, the Jez Gordons of the worlds, and just everybody in between saying that the handheld is put on pause or canceled and stuff like that. For Sarah Bonds to bring her beautiful, beautiful chocolate self out there and just say, whether you game in
Oh.
handheld or whether you're a console enthusiast like myself, we're good. We got you. We're working on it. It's always nice hearing about improvements for backwards compatibility, but quite frankly, from Xbox to me personally, I personally don't need to hear them saying that because they already have my trust. They've treated game preservation and backwards compatibility so well this gen and even last gen to the point where I'm comfortable with them. To for other people, yeah, you need to hear this, but who I need to hear that from is Sony, right? I want Sony to come out and potentially benefit from, because the next series of Xbox is going to benefit from PlayStation findings and works that they did to help develop FSR4 and improvements going forward. So I'm hoping somehow this can help Sony figure out whatever they want to do, whether they got to emulate the older libraries of games. But I think if the PlayStation 6 can somehow come out and you can be able to play a lot of those PlayStation 3 and 2 and 1 era games natively without having to stream them via the cloud,
That's what I
I
hope
think
they're
that'll
using
be.
the AI for. That's what I hope
I,
they're doing with the AI on the PlayStation side. 100%.
I hope so. I hope they definitely figure it out because that's a backlog within a backlog. If you can bring up all those older games, because some of you motherfuckers out there don't like playing old games and you only got to play the new shit. But for me, I do not mind playing a 360 era game, original Xbox game, or PS2 or PS3 era game. Nostalgia, and if it's things I missed, like the Resistance series, I never really played
Mm-hmm.
those like that back in the day. So I would like to play that because the whole world is moving towards cloud, and I get that, and I appreciate that. But for me personally, cloud don't really do shit for me. I'd rather
Mm.
be able to download my games natively. I don't want to depend on a consistent internet to stream my games when I can just simply press download and not worry about if my internet go out today or tomorrow. I can still play my games because it's downloaded natively. To me, that's huge. Also, I'm happy about the backwards compatibility and shit like that. Play everywhere is cool for those that care about it. If you got multiple devices within the Xbox ecosystem, congrats to you. For me personally, play everywhere don't mean shit because I'm only playing one place, and that's whatever X top of the line Xbox consoles out at the time. And if they come out with a dedicated handheld, I'll be playing there too. So all that play everywhere shit is cute for those that it matters to, but for me personally, that don't matter to me. What do matter to me is what they said. You know, the AMD partnership. I'm interested to see how AI improves. I'm interested to see what a quick resume 2.0 will hit on. I want to see a next gen jump within the user interface of the Xbox consoles because I feel like we did not get that going from the Xbox One to the Series X. Granted, the recent updates are nice, but let's not pretend like those updates didn't come 2-3 years in. I feel like the jump from the PS4 to the PS5, just UI wise, was a generational leap, and I would personally like that from Xbox because I like the Xbox UI, but
Mm.
I feel like when next gen come, just a nice leap, a nice change, just something to make you feel like, hey, I'm on something new. But also,
Yeah.
you can keep it familiar. My complaints with Xbox is little shit. I bitch about not being able to have certain DVR capture shit the way I want it to be from a software
Hopefully that
company.
gets
Like,
fixed now
yeah,
because
and
the Windows
yeah,
integration, yeah.
and I think it will, man. I'm not gonna come on here and gloom and doom and think shit won't get fixed. I think it will get fixed. Now, for me, I'm really interested to see when it launch, right? Because if it launched in 2026, I'm gonna go get it. Probably, if I can trade in or sell my Series X for a decent price, I would probably definitely go get that just to play all the games I already own improved. Something like a Devil May Cry 5. It got an unlock quality mode with ray tracing. I own it on my Series X just like I own it on my Pro. The Pro naturally runs it better in high frames. And I want
Mm.
that same treatment from my Xbox. And I know they will. I have no doubt about it. So I
Mm.
probably will. But I will say this as well. They do a lot of cute buzzwords. They do a lot of cute talks. And I'm not saying that a lot of the tech and buzzwords they use this gen didn't come and be utilized. I feel like they did. But it also took a while for that ball to really get rolling from third parties and first party, optimization.
Even the engines took a while to actually be
Yeah,
ready to
the
take
engines as a
advantage
whole.
of
So I
current
honestly
hardware.
feel like this may be the first like gen where I don't feel pressed. Like back then I couldn't get every gen because money issues. This gen, God keep blessing me and everybody on the panel. When next gen consoles come, I believe we'll be able to get it. But the question is, should we go get it? Because my thing is if the next generation Xbox drop next year, that means we went a whole generation without getting certain games that we seen trailers for to start this generation. Like I mentioned it last time, the Perfect Darks of the world, the Everwilds, the Contraband. So if that generation come, that means we went this whole
But
generation without a few key games.
they're gonna be cross-gen games anyway.
Yeah. But
So
that
you
being
don't
said,
necessarily have to upgrade. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, and I think PlayStation is going to lean into it more than anybody next gen. I think that, especially depending on the price of these consoles. You know what I'm saying? Like, we see the price of the Pro, and yes, it got new technology in there, to improve GPU and shit like that. But when you start improving the CPU and higher RAM speeds and just new technology as a whole, all around,
Mm.
that price is going to be up there. And if the next generation of Xbox is $999, depending on what's in there, personally, I'm not going to complain because it's the same guy that's not going to complain about the Pro price. I feel like if you want that, higher quality experience in gaming, then you're gonna have to fork out. And for me, console wise, yes, I want console gaming to stay affordable, but if you put out a next generation Xbox or PS6, and then to build an equivalent PC to those specs, if it comes out thousands of dollars, then the value is still there, even at
Yeah.
$999. If it takes $2,500 to build a PS6 equivalent by the time it comes in a few years, then I mean, it is what it is. And I think a lot of
Mhm.
people don't take in trade-in value. Like, people harp on the PS5 Pro price being is what it is, but if you got a base PS5, you're getting $200-$300 off of it if you go to GameStop. Or
You're not
no,
required to
I
trade
won't
in
say GameStop.
any
It's
games with that, though, are you?
GameStop be ripping people off. But if you go on the Facebook Marketplace and you sell your console for a reasonable price, you got to be smart. You got to be smart
Mm.
how you upgrade in these console streets, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to sell my Series X and bless somebody that's still on the Xbox One, because there's always somebody, like, even right now, it's somebody that's probably on a PS3, or shout out to my homie Reese. He just sold his PS4 a couple weeks ago and bought a PS5, and the couple that bought his PS4 was so freaking happy to buy it. So it's still people out there that are excited to get a PS4 and an Xbox One in 2025.
They had
So
lots of games. Yeah, I feel like
yeah,
this
so
generation has been,
delay. I feel like I'm gonna call it a delayed generation, because
yeah, and
everything that I look forward to getting this gen came later than it was promised.
well, I mean, to be fair, I feel like
But
the
not just
beginning of
Xbox wise. I'm saying
the
like
beginning of
the
this
whole.
generation. Yeah, I know, but to be fair, like the beginning of this generation, everyone was in the same boat
Mhm.
around the impact of the pandemic, like people
Yep.
having to learn to work from home, and then you just saw game delay after game delay after game delay, and it wasn't ideal at the beginning of a new gen for both PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation not being able to secure the chips that they needed as well. We've had so many things act as disruptors for this generation that I'm really hoping that we get off to a good start to next generation where there's actually momentum,
Yep.
because all of that stuff is left in the past. And it's very sad to see how big a disruption the beginning of this generation had compared to the momentum that everyone had ending last generation.
Definitely.
Mm. I think it's
I do
the whole
want.
thing. Sorry, Bobby. Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to type out this. You know what? I'll just say it. I'll just say it instead of typing it. It'll fit it. So, the Sly Crow was talking about the '90 series being an RDNA 4 card. So it's kind of that's kind of it's up in the air, because yes, technically it's an RDNA 4 card, but right now it's running RDNA 3.5 drivers. It may turn out that all the RDNA 4 features that AMD wants to use does not perform as efficiently on the 90 series cards as they want them to. So you may be waiting for the next series of AMD cards to fully use RDNA 4. There's a reason why they put a 4 series card out with it using 3.5. So, I mean, we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing, so I've seen a lot of people. I was on a show last night. I don't know why people keep asking me to be on shows, but I was on a show. Maybe the masters in engineering and electronics that I got. People seem to think this hillbilly knows what he's talking about, and I don't see
Mhm.
it. But uh, so a lot of people think it's a lot of PR speak, because somebody on the podcast I was on last night said that they believed it was just nothing special about this AMD Xbox thing. That Xbox was just renewing their partnership with AMD, and I couldn't disagree with that more, because
Mm.
backwards compatibility has always been an Xbox thing. You've never heard the hardware side mention that word. AMD's never talked about backwards
That's
compatibility
true.
until this. which I think it's pretty big. I mean, because hardware AI in hardware can take care of a lot of roadblocks that it has been difficult for software to resolve. If it works out as well as it can, we could see native support for your last 25 years of Xbox games like that. Which, I mean, I don't know if that would mean a whole lot because there apparently so many Xbox users have sold their Xboxes and moved to PlayStation because, well, we can get the games over here too. But fine, pay full price for them. But you know what? I enjoy Game Pass. I got better things to do with my money than buy all these games. And but yeah, I just think that this isn't just PR speak. I've never heard a hardware manufacturer mention backwards compatibility the way that AMD clearly mentioned it. And it wasn't just something that you could gloss over during Lisa Sue's little presentation. It was very clear that we may see backwards compatibility on a hardware level that we've never seen before.
I hope so. I really
Yeah.
do.
I got
I
some
feel-
old
I feel
Xbox
like-
games out in the garage. I'd love to pop a disc in, but I don't think it will.
I just feel like when you hear that, you should be excited about it, especially on both console fronts, because AMD work closely with Xbox and PlayStation. So when I hear about AMD coming out saying how Sony helped with FSR improvements, the next generation of Xbox is going to benefit from that. And this is no guarantee because Xbox, the way they've been supporting they back library and shit like that is miles better than PlayStation. But I'm hoping this can somehow help Sony as well.
Well, they have the added benefit that the Xbox 360 generation was an AMD piece of kit,
Yeah,
whereas PlayStation 3 was not AMD. It was Toshiba, and I can't remember the other one it was, but it was their cell architecture, completely different hardware. And so you can definitely understand why Xbox was able to deliver a better backwards compatibility feature and standpoint across these 3 generations, or however many generations it'll end up being, moving into the next gen, by comparison to what PlayStation delivered. What's up, Umbra?
what's good? What's good, brother?
I think, like, for this, they're going big on becoming the future of gaming. This is what this whole announcement sounded like, with Lisa Su coming in and kind of talking about what AMD is doing on their front. They want to break free of the idea that games are tied to one
IBM.
device or one storefront. And I feel like they're really building on the idea of this unified platform, or this ability to be able to play any game on any device, kind of like where PC is at, but they're wanting to kind of make them super indispensable in that field for them, whether you're playing your game on console, whether you're playing it on a handheld, whether you're playing it on PC, or even through the cloud, because we know cloud's infrastructure is getting updated. And I feel like they are potentially wanting to challenge what GeForce Now is delivering, and hopefully we get the performance that we sort of expected Xbox or xCloud to have, and it didn't at the time it launched. I know that people are talking about the custom AMD chips and how they said they weren't doing any more custom AMD chips. That's not true, as we saw. Like, they're looking at using those custom AMD chips to power whatever the future of Xbox devices looks like. We know that there's going to be AI enhanced experiences, better visuals, hopefully smoother gameplay on higher frame rates, where we actually get 60 as a minimum from the go. We don't get 30 FPS anymore. And so I really, really hope that is the case. I took away a lot of this being Windows is becoming the heart of Xbox, and it definitely making some improvements. Hence, they delayed the handheld to deliver a better OS performance, because we saw what Steam did by comparison.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Also, what Steam did by comparison when we saw the same game running on Linux versus Windows, and you got better frame rates, you got better battery life on the handheld. And so Xbox has really taken that to heart, or Microsoft has, and have chosen to really focus on what they're delivering with the Asus Xbox branded ROG Ally to really prove what they're doing there. I feel like it was a good intent around, like, this is what we're looking at doing. So much left unsaid, so many questions came out of this. I am excited to see what AMD and Xbox deliver around next gen, and I really hope they live up to what they're wanting to deliver. And so we as gamers get all the benefits out of it. Yeah, that's my hope. I'm excited to know what happens next, and we get more announcements. I think we're going to get announcements next year around the what's intended for next gen, and there's a high likelihood that 2026 is when we're going to get next gen announcement of the new Xbox hardware. Yeah, excited.
It is. It's exciting. I mean, we hit this lull in the middle of a generation where we're all just like, okay,
We love it.
let's just, how good is this game going to look? And goodness, and are we actually going to, oh, it's not 60 frames yet. But then you get excited when the next gen's coming up and you're like, ooh. And then I still have the fear in the back of my head. Yeah, I'm going to get let down again. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping, like, what we're seeing with AMD's improvements in FSR4 and the AI implementation, we should hopefully get something better. But also, a lot of is left up to the developers to take advantage of the hardware, and we don't even know which version of the game we're going to get. Are we going to get a PC one? Are we going to get a console version of the game? There's so much around not knowing at this point. And so a lot of it is just wait and see. And none of this doom and gloom shit. They haven't said enough to doom and gloom yet. Those who are doom and glooming, I get it, you are being skeptical, but they haven't told us anything. This is a lot of PR speak.
Excuse me.
Until they show us and tell us what's actually happening, you can't go, the sky is falling, Xbox is dead, because you don't know that. You'll have egg on your face every time you say that shit.
I don't understand how you can gloom and doom any of the big three at the moment. Nintendo Switch, 3 mil in one day. PS5, more profitable than every prior generation combined. Series X, Xbox is more profitable than it's ever been. Confirmation of next-gen consoles. We got the MetaQuest VR headset leaked. I don't know if you guys seen that. So they officially killed the PSVR 2 without even making native hardware, so that's dope to see.
The PSVR was dead on arrival because they did not have backwards compatibility.
It's just something positive to look at from everywhere. So those gloom and doomers, man, nowadays I tune them out. That's another reason I say I'm just tired of Twitter and
embrace
other websites.
Like Nero embraces, just play on everything.
Play everything.
Play on everything.
Yo, look at that. Look at that right there. Yo, look at that drip.
Nice.
And this right here, guys, is why I have not been on camera. But I'm giving FarQ unlimited shit to work with. But I like the onesie and I like the hat. I don't know what to say. I might make that my profile picture going forward. It did make DM me that.
He did a few. He did a few different ones.
Oh, he did a few. Let's click through.
Burnt into my brain now.
Come on, man. Next gen villain. Yo, I need that. I need that one. I need that one. And it got Nintendo in the background. All three. That's what I want. Come on, man.
You're riding a pony.
Yo, fuck you. 10 out of 10, bro. I always be on camera. If I get shit like that, I'll never not be on camera. I need that right there. That right there is real gamer energy, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's good shit right there.
That's good
great
shit right there, man.
That was my favorite. He did some more. I'll send them to you later. He did some more. But those are my two big standouts with those two there, Nero.
That might be my new profile picture, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, come on, man. Y'all gotta hit the like button for FarQ, man. Like, geez, man. He's like 10 out of 10, like a million out of million with these pictures, man. I love it, FarQ. Like, seriously,
love it.
Look at my smile. I love it. Man. That's my favorite one out of all the ones you made so far. Just get the essence of me. Just look how I'm sitting there just judging everybody. PlayStation is
100%.
going down.
So-
Huh? Say, how many
100%.
games you beat, pal? Oh, Xbox is ass. How many games you beat, buddy?
I
I
still
wanna-
really love this one. This one was lit.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, the GTA one. Yeah,
Yeah. And one of my other faves. See if I can find it.
love it.
Oh. Do you know what I'm gonna put up? Can you guess what I'm gonna put up, Nero?
I can't because
Oh,
there's so
wow.
many options.
Where is it? Keep scrolling. Ah, where are you?
Nah,
There's so
Umbra,
many. He sent me
Umbra. Look,
so
Umbra,
fucking many.
Umbra. It's not false flagging. Listen, it's not false repping. I'm a console gamer. I'm a CG. I'm not an Xbot. I'm not a pony. I'm not a syndrome. I'm an OG CG. Original gangster console gaming. Oh yeah, that's the one right there.
Hey, the
I
first
fucking
time
love
that
this
was
one.
shown,
Yeah,
the first time that
he
one was
here.
shown, I was on this
He was
show.
here. He got me here.
Oh, I fucking
love
love
it.
this one. I love
love
it.
those,
I do.
man.
I do.
I love it, man. Let
Oh,
me get
great.
hashtag CGs in the chat, man. We just console gaming, man. You know what I'm saying? All fronts, man. Xbox, PS5, Nintendo. As long as they here, I'm here. The moment they gone, shit, I'm PCMR. But until then, hey man, I'm CGR, man. CGMR. Console Gaming Master Race, man. Get up with me, man.
Now,
Team
what's
plug and play all day. You know what I'm saying?
what we've got next, and I'm going to share this one, is there is a rumor that The Witcher 3 will get new DLC in 2026. I'm actually kind of excited for this because I feel like it's probably going to hold us over till we get The Witcher 1 remake. Are you gonna? What do you think of this rumor, KY? Are you a big Witcher fan?
It's one of those games where I don't know, like when you play a Witcher game, I mean, you got to be dedicated because that game it's going to last forever. You're going to be doing quests upon quests upon quests, and it's one of those games that I don't think Bob can really give it the time that it deserves.
It's
So I haven't even finished the
first
main
one?
storyline of the original Witcher 3.
I'm with you on
So-
that front though, there, Bobby. It's massive. I have put in so many hours in there. I'm like, is there an end in sight? But I do like the fact it's developed by this one is apparently being developed by Fool's Theory. So they're a company founded by former devs of The Witcher 3. So you know that they would be doing right by the DLC that they would be delivering here. Probably won't be on the same level as what we saw for the DLC of the original game, but yeah, I'm excited. Wait, is Bushy in the chat?
Yes, he is. Game Genie Prime is there.
Oh, yes. How did Bobby get on this exclusive podcast? Hi, Bushy. You are more than welcome to join on this show any day of the week, Bushy. I love you to bits.
My esteemed panelist had to get into the chat and start talking shit. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What was the other thing? Where I'm looking at this in our next one, because where did Nero go? I don't even know.
Little boy's room, I'm guessing.
Probably. So, I'm gonna quickly go into. Is there anything else I want to talk about in relation to this topic? It's no official confirmation, which I'm kind of a little bit sad about, but I hope it is true and I hope they do deliver DLC. Would anyone be excited to play this, chat? Would you play that DLC?
I will be pre-ordering this DLC the moment it's announced. I think I'm like halfway through Blood and Wine, but I finished the base Witcher. I'm actually about to replay them motherfuckers. Actually, anything.
Like you said, you've gone off to put on that onesie.
Hey, I did, man. It didn't fit. Too tight in the waist area, personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't like showing off all that figure like that. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds like a you problem, Nero.
It's definitely a me problem. I know Panda personally would love to see that. This would be a day one get for me, man. Anytime I can get more Cyberpunk or The Witcher, I'm in there. Now, personally, as much as I would love The Witcher 3 more DLC, I would much rather love a 1 and 2 remake. You know, test UE5 out, give us a little taste of what's coming with The Witcher 4. But I love it, man. What's good, chat? What's good? My boy. Man, because you say Game Jenny Prime, but isn't that that's
Yes.
Bushido, right?
Yep.
My
That's
boy Bushido.
Bushido.
Come on, man. Look, my mind ain't all the way there, but I know the supporters when I see him. Umber, everybody in chat.
Nero
Lord
the
Dooley, my
hero. He
boy.
called you Nero the hero.
Yeah, I'm actually next gen villain, man, at the
Yeah.
moment. But if you love console gaming and you're not just a console warrior dick eater, if you just need a knight, a hero to come defend Xbox, PlayStation, or Nintendo, I am your guy.
Yep.
I am your guy. 1,000%. 1,002%.
We'll do it for free.
For free. For free 99. It don't get no better than that, man. Just
Free 99.
put the picture of the onesie of me up in the sky like the bat signal, and I'm coming
Mm.
through. I'm coming through.
I'm going to let you lead off our Capcom topic, Nero, because I haven't done a lot of looking into this one.
Okay.
And I will. Do I have anything else? No, I feel like that's it. I'm going to bring us back to our 3-screen, 3-panel.
All right. So Capcom say prioritize people. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Capcom say they prioritize people above everything else in order to sustain future growth, and they plan to hire 150 new graduates each year at a time of mass layoffs across the game industry. Capcom are doing a lot of things right. I had to add this to the topic because, like, dude, we come on here every fucking week and we talk about the layoffs. Last week it was Days Gone, or the week before was Days Gone and Sony Bend studio. It's rumors of an upcoming Microsoft thousands of people layoffs in the Xbox division. Take that with a grain of salt.
Not from the Xbox division, just from their main one, right?
Well, I think Tom Warren in his article said the Xbox division may be affected. That's why I said take that shit with a grain of salt until it gets here.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is really good to see, man. Like Nintendo be giving employees raises. Shout out to the Liza P devs. They gave everybody a $7,300 bonus early, and they gifted everybody a Nintendo Switch 2.
I could do with $7,300.
That's what I'm saying. I can get somebody send me
Yeah.
a Switch 2 right now, and I'll be happy as a motherfucker. Who else? The Stella Blade crew gave away PS5 Pros, and I just think that's really dope to point out when you got the big dogs like the Sonys and the Xbox and Microsofts of the world just laying people off, whether it's the Activision people. And we know that shit comes with the business, but it's just really something nice about seeing people deliver really good games, right? Because Capcom has delivered great games all generation. The only thing you can point out that they put out that you can critique is arguably Dragon's Dogma for the lack of post-launch support. Me and Panda always mention it. And the dinosaur game they put out, the live service dinosaur game from them is equivalent to the FBC Firebreak from Remedy. It's just a single player, well, not a single player studio because Capcom do it all, but it's just people trying things outside of the box. And I love it. I just had to put this in there. I love Capcom, yo. Like I'm about to pick up Resident Evil 2 for the second time, deluxe edition. Just grab it on the Pro. It's $12. Why not? I love Capcom, man. Yeah, and Exo Primal. Shout out to Reese. I could not remember that name for the life of me, man. This is good to see, man. Congrats to them and all those other Eastern devs over there. Those Eastern devs are showing you Western devs. You motherfuckers need to get it
Showing
together
them
over
the
here.
fuck up, right?
Yeah, they're showing us the fuck up, and I'm fucking American first, you sons of bitches. So fucking start supporting our own
None of
people
that
here
American
at
first
home.
language, please.
You
None
know
of
what I'm
that.
saying?
None of
Start
that.
supporting our people here, all right, and show them Eastern motherfuckers overseas that they're not the only ones that support the people.
And the show's been cancelled.
He's left and right. MF bombs here, there. You want an MMF bomb? Here you go.
Hey,
I'll
just
give it to
dropping them
you.
off, man. I gotta drop them off, man, because we getting up class right now, man. You know what I'm
Just get
saying?
lit.
But nah,
NextGen
man, this is
villain
good to see.
living up
Next
to
gen
his
villain.
name.
Got to, man.
All right. Well,
Shout out Capcom.
I do think it's really good to see that they've kind of made a stand about making sure that they're securing talent and securing over the next how many years, because the gaming industry is going to continue to go the way it's going, which is just moving forward. time don't stop. And I like that intent of doing what's right. And I think more studios should be doing that. I mean, even the restructure from WB that we didn't really talk about was a way in which they could prevent layoffs. The way they've restructured it was
Yep.
to prevent layoffs or minimize any layoffs if they do have to do any. And I was like, it's nice to see that people really are going out of the way to try and prevent that sort of thing from happening. Where we've just had the last few years of layoffs after studio closures after studio closure. And so it's nice to see positive news. And Capcom, they're goated as well. Yeah, they really are.
100%.
Bobby's just gone off screen. I was going to ask if he had anything you wanted to add to that, but probably not. Do you?
No, nothing whatsoever. You buttoned it up nicely, Panda.
I'm not even wearing buttons today, so there you go. Skill.
Give you the thumbs up, baby. Yeah.
All right. Well, next on our topic was the PSVR 2 losing support from the popular VR title Beat Saber. And I think like the writing's been on the wall for a very long time that the PlayStation virtual reality headset is going the way of the dodo. Is anyone surprised by this? Because Beat Saber is one of those games that are like massive in the VR world.
Yes.
And to hear a game like that going, all right, we're no longer supporting your headset in the future is a really concerning thing. Maybe they just didn't see the sales or get the return on investment of porting their game to that piece of hardware. Bobby, what are your thoughts?
I mean, Beat Saber, let's be honest, that's the best workout that you can give a gamer unexpectedly and he not know that what he's in for.
It's so good. I fucking love watching people play Beat Saber. I won't do it myself, but I've watched people play it and I'm like, I just love watching it.
I've played it. I played it at the in-laws' house. My brother-in-law brought over his VR headset and we were playing Beat Saber. And I kept getting grabbed by the hips and moved away from walls and moved away from doorways and moved away from the fan that was above me because they didn't want me destroying anything in their house.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Totally. I mean, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I mean, that would probably, if I do not own a VR headset, but if I was to purchase one, the first game that I would look for to download, it would be Beat Saber.
I think that's probably one of the most important VR titles out there would be Beat Saber. It's so beloved by the VR community. Even those outside the VR community are aware of what this game is itself.
It turns you into a Jedi.
100%.
It does.
That is exactly what it does. I just love watching. Some people are just so good at playing that game, but it's not surprising that we're seeing like the VR2 underperformed when it came to making a substantial splash within the VR headset realm because they limited it to the PlayStation side of it when they should have allowed it to be on the PC as well. Mm-hmm. They didn't have any backwards compatibility for VR1 titles to play on the VR2. And so it was just kind of DOA immediately. Nero, what are your thoughts on Beat Saber ending updates for any content around this?
I don't really have too much to say. I don't really care too much about the PSVR 2 or the one because I never owned them. Now, I will say I still plan to get one for Black Friday if it's cheap enough, partially because it's about 8-9 games in my own library on PlayStation that are PSVR compatible. So just on that front, I wouldn't mind playing Village in VR. I wouldn't mind playing GT7 in VR, just cruising around
in VR. And
I
then
wish.
We know Deadpool's coming into VR as well.
Those aren't on PlayStation though.
No, but what I'm thinking is don't go for a PlayStation headset. Because I know you're eventually updating your PC and eventually getting some type of PC. But did you see people were talking about it in the chat earlier. It was announced of a MetaQuest 3 partnership with Xbox.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might even be worth looking into, because that piece of kit, that hardware, would be backwards compatible and would be, or future compatible. They will have that be able to be run on like future hardware
I just feel
for
like
PC.
they kind of fumbled the PSVR too, and I think what you say is the biggest thing. No backwards compatibility. Having people rebuy a library of VR games is probably the dumbest shit ever.
Having the
Thankfully,
devs go back and redo them,
yeah,
like completely recreate the game just for the PSVR 2. So many
yeah,
devs didn't do it.
yep. So this is another just studio in the support. I believe we reported last year some other PS VR studios wasn't really supporting them anymore, and then they actually closed one of their dedicated PSVR
Hmm.
VR studios. So I don't really have thoughts on it either way. I will say I was talking to my cousin. He's a diehard PlayStation fan, and some of the things he pointed out, I do like tip my hat towards Sony. With them trying to go outside the box and add other ways to play your video games with a VR and with a portal. Whether those things are successful is another thing, but I will tip my hat for them trying to at least do hardware. I just think they need to have
They
a more focused vision with
They
that
left
shit.
it out to dry. They just left it
Yeah,
there hanging, and they didn't even support the hardware properly. Like, people were going, "Where are the games?
yeah,
Like, we
because
can't play our
personally,
old
like
games. So where are the new games?"
VR as a whole, VR gaming don't do anything to me.
What's up,
Um,
Monad?
personally, I was more impressed with what the Connect was doing at the time than I am nowadays with what VR is doing, and that might just be from someone who hasn't experienced it enough or experienced it at all, really. So I'm
See, I
speaking from
want
an outside
augmented
perspective.
reality where you can see the world, but then they just augment your
Yeah,
reality. So
yeah,
that's what I want. I would love that for laser tag. Fucking
yeah.
love
That'd be
laser
dope.
tag.
That'd be dope.
That would be so good. It's always good to see you, Monad.
Yeah,
Love
the
that you're in
Connect
the
was ahead
chat.
of its time.
Okay. I don't have much more to add there for that, but very quickly, I was just going to bring up this because this was leaked, potentially leaked. So the PlayStation 6 portable specs possibly leaked from a well-known hardware leaker, Kepler underscore
Yep.
L2, who was very accurate with the PS5 Pro specs leaks.
He
And
happens to be
so
accurate with everything
yeah.
he
So
leaked.
there's a high likelihood that what he has leaked is 100% accurate for, I guess, the PlayStation Portable 2 for the PS6. So it's going to include AI upscaling support, which obviously is going to look great on a smaller screen, just make it more well
Mhm.
defined. 16 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM,
Mm.
which is actually really cheap. And I thought they might push for 6, but no, they've gone with 5, rumored,
And only 16.
and only 16 when the ROG Ally X has the 24. 4 megabytes of L2 cache plus 16 megabytes of more cache, so
What's good,
Infinity
Black
Cache.
Viking? Good to see you, brother.
Around 1/3 the memory bandwidth of the PS5, but I feel like the Infinity Cache in that is going to help with bandwidth, and the new AMD RDNA 5 based architecture. So I feel like if this is true and they are going to be delivering a handheld for next gen, that isn't a bad entry into handheld comparatively to what they delivered on the streaming version of their PS Portal. I know you know a lot about tech in that space. It's not a bad for entry into it. What are your
No.
thoughts, KY?
Uh,
No,
so
it's
the
not blowing
16.
us out of the waters, by the way.
No,
But
it's not blowing us out of the water. The 16 gigs worries me because we're okay. It's 2025. If you're going to buy a GPU for your computer, you do not buy an 8 gig GPU. Yeah, that's just not enough video. I mean, it's not enough memory for your video, not enough VRAM. You'll wind up page filing off your SSD to textures in, and it'll turn into a slideshow. 16 gigs is the minimum, but you got to remember, with a discrete GPU, 16 gigs is good because
Mhm.
you're trying to run a whole system. Granted, a handheld system, but you're trying to run a
Yeah.
whole system on 16 gigs, which is why I wasn't happy about the ROG Xbox Ally.
The
I would
16
have liked
gigabyte RAM,
right.
112
I
gigabyte.
would have rather seen a 24 on the white one and a 32 on the black one,
Yeah, that would have been a
because
preference. Yeah, I agree.
the only saving grace, now I don't, I've not exactly seen where they have speculated on what the end resolution is going to be on this handheld. But the only saving grace on the Xbox Allies is that that is only a 1080p screen. So you're not looking at really high definition textures that's going to eat up a whole lot of VRAM.
Yeah.
Now, with I see upscaling support in there for the PS6 portable. I'm starting to think that maybe they're not going to sit on the laurels and go with only a 1080p screen, which, I mean, a 1080p screen at 7 inches looks amazing. It's a 1080p screen at 46 inches that doesn't look great.
Do you think they're going to enable it for the AI upscaling for when you like dock it, if they even give an option to dock it?
If they were smart, they would give an option to dock it. Now, I mean, you could, when you say dock, you
But you know how
are
like the ROG Ally right now, you can plug it in and it's up on your
correct.
television, for example. Yeah.
Correct, but when you say dock, immediately people think of how the
Nintendo
switches
Switch works. Yeah.
dock. Now, the Xbox Ally X and the Xbox Ally, they will dock. There's a mini HDMI on top of that console. All you have to do is buy a mini HDMI to full scale HDMI, and you can sit that console on your coffee table and plug it directly into your television, and that's docking per se for that.
Hmm.
I expect PSVR 2. I don't know, honestly, because PlayStation tends to be really proprietary with their hardware. And I hate to say it, but they seem to want to sell you everything under the sun, whether it's a disk drive or it's a stand for your console they can't include in the box.
I also think they have to be
So,
really smart with what they put in their handheld. The Portal might be fine because it's not doing all the current, like, I guess it's not doing all the heavy lifting with the hardware, because it's not playing the games natively. So they can add the feature set that is available through the PlayStation controller with the impulse triggers and all of that. But the moment you pop all of those features into a handheld, then you've got to look at what's my battery life going to be
right.
while it's running all of the stuff natively. So I really wonder what they're going to deliver on a handheld.
Legendary Yobi in the chat. No, you cannot. You will not be able to upgrade your system RAM in the ROG Ally X. But the SSD does use a standard 2280 size that you put on a motherboard in a PC. And you can get them up to 6 gigabytes. You're going to pay for it. You're going to
6
pay 300.
terabytes?
You can get up to 6 terabytes, but you're going to pay for it.
Yes. Yeah.
I believe the last time I checked, a 4 terabyte ran you about $350, and that was 4.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Nero, I know we've talked about like a whole heap of different things this week, but what is your take on these rumored specs? Are you interested in potentially seeing what PlayStation delivers on their handheld experience? Yeah.
I'm 100% interested. Like this is pretty much a buy for me. As long as I'm able to play my PS4 and PS5 library of games, I definitely get the concerns, especially with the RAM and stuff like that. I hope they stick to 1080p or even a high quality 720p screen, and that's mostly for battery life. Like I think the screen that's on the PlayStation Portal is really fucking good. I watched some of Digital Foundry review of the Switch today. I didn't watch it all, but they had a lot of complaints about the display with that. You know, poor HDR, poor brightness, some ghosting
cheaped out on
on 2D. Yeah, they cheaped out on it. So
which is why everyone's waiting
I,
for their OLED version to be announced.
I think PSSR is really good, especially for a first time upscaler. Especially compared to what's available on the base PS5 and Series X upscaling option. So I think if you got, PSSR, the latest version of that in the handheld, and you shooting for 1080p or 720p in these games, I don't see why. I don't really see a reason why it shouldn't. My only thing is, what about the future games that's coming with the PS6? That's
As long
when
as
the
you can,
points
you have a
that five
version
make
which
with
is
the
what
RAM and shit makes a lot of, like, how is that?
1080p, but push 60 FPS would be just, or even 120 would just be fantastic.
100%, definitely.
I think there's so much to be said
The
about
price would be
what
important too,
next
though.
gen's going to look like for anyone moving into next gen, because we already know
Yeah,
what Nintendo's doing. Even we know what PC's always doing on their side, but it's really interesting to see what PlayStation is going to do, because I know they really wanted to continue on with their tradition around what they've been delivering with the hardware, and we know that Xbox is semi still delivering that, but also completely changing everything that we know about what a traditional console generation would look like.
Mm, yeah.
All right, it has been a while. We've been going for over 2.5 hours. I don't want to
Really?
keep
Oh
every.
my
Yeah,
it
goodness.
don't feel like it, right? Well,
yeah,
shit, Panda, we went 4 hours the other day in the shit. If you ain't
yeah.
end it, we
Hundred
could have kept
percent,
going.
100%. We could have kept going. Um, is there any other topics that we've missed, chat, or anything you want to ask us before we head out for for the end of the show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
open topic section right here, guys.
Open topic section. Don't know if Nero's going to be honest and answer any of the things you're going to
Oh
ask.
man,
But I'm kidding.
Dylan always spreads the truth, man.
What's your social security? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 8. Never mind. 100%, man.
Oh no,
I will
100%
say,
not.
guys, please take advantage of some of these freaking amazing PSN and Xbox sales that has been going on for, honestly, it feels like the last couple months. I see RoboCop, the Rogue City on the Series X is $5 right now. If you're on PlayStation, Metro Last Light and Metro 2033, $2.99 each. Yo, go build your backlog up with some amazing games, man. For sure, for sure. It's some great games out right now. That's on sale, man. And can never have too many great games, man. Can never have too many
So,
great games.
Yobi asked us, what's everyone's take on the Sony business meeting? So obviously they had a stakeholder
Yes.
meeting the other week. Well, KY, do you want to lead us off if you want to add
Yes, I
anything to
do.
that? Yeah.
I was sitting here looking through my notes on Discord that I keep my panelists in tune with on the Game Set Live Discord channel, and I can't believe I haven't even put that in here yet. But so when Sony finally got their head wrapped around exactly what Xbox is going for on their handheld ROG Xbox Ally and their next gen console running Steam, Epic, GOG, Xbox, everything. When they finally got their head wrapped around that and what that meant that PlayStation games that go on Steam will be playable on an Xbox piece of hardware. When they finally got their heads wrapped around it, they called an emergency meeting to see what could be done about that. That is how archaic this company is with game distribution. There's to be honest with you, there's nothing they can do.
Correct.
It's in Steam's developer distribution agreement.
Mm-hmm.
It's a software distribution agreement. What Steam does is they buy the licenses from Sony and then they sell those licenses to the end user. And when Steam buys those licenses, Steam can do whatever they want with them. They can give them away, they can sell them to users, and the users can use them on any device that can run the Steam launcher / storefront. So, and for Sony to keep their games off of a Xbox branded piece of hardware in the future, they will literally have to take their games off of Windows, and that will be a huge revenue hit. I don't think it's going to happen. They're just going to have to live with it. They're
Going to
just
have
going
to
to.
go with the PlayStation storefront, though,
But
right?
then again,
You
you'll
can
just be
still
able to
access
run.
the storefront through Windows.
Yeah,
But
I
then
mean,
you're still buying their game through their storefront, so they're still getting the money.
right.
But
You're
I agree. I
still
think they definitely looked at this and go, "Oh fuck."
they're still getting your money
Yeah.
through the Steam page also. I mean, there's
Mm.
still a 70-30 cut there. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's 70-30. They're still getting a 70-30 a 70% cut, and Steam is getting 30. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. I mean,
Mm.
Microsoft has basically given their games to everybody that wants to play them, and Sony wasn't down with that, so Xbox says, we'll just flip the script on you and make our platform open so
Yeah.
we can run every launcher, so we can play every game.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
It's
call out. Good
just,
call
I
out.
mean,
I have a feeling that very quickly, Slycrow, that Nero is definitely picking up Death Stranding too.
Yes, I'm just focused on finishing the first one. I think I'm on
Mm.
like chapter 6 or 7 out of like 14 or 17 chapters. I can't remember. This is one I'm not gonna let FOMO get me because I'm loving Death Stranding 1 so much. To it's like I want to see the conclusion of that. So hopefully, man, by the time I finish Death Stranding 1, maybe this will be on sale for maybe $50. I can grab it then. It's
Mm.
looking like a game of the year contender. Personally, I
Yeah.
mean, I think by the time I roll credits on Death Stranding 1, it'll be in my top 10, top 20 favorite games. It's that good. The soundtrack, the scenery, the story, the mystery around the world. I think Kojima is very talented, and I like what he do. My 2 cents as far as the Sony business call, I don't really got much to say to it. Um, I do like that they say they're focusing on the PS6. They didn't say the words PS6, but they hinted towards that's what they're
Next gen.
focused on. They tip their hat to the Microsoft strategy that Microsoft is using with putting their games everywhere. They just say they're focused on the PS6, and it's also nice seeing that this is one of the most profitable generations, even with the mishaps with COVID, with a bunch of canceled games, and the biggest
The war in
catastrophe
Ukraine.
with Concord 2, for them to still be making a lot of revenue and profits, that should be showing them like, yo, if we fix the mistakes we made with this gen, because it was mistakes made for sure. I think across all platforms, honestly, you can argue that, but
I agree,
I
man.
think if they clean up some of the mistakes, and I think they got a strong foot to go into the PS6 and right some of those wrongs and have us potential to have um, 3 back-to-back really successful sought after generations. Um,
Hmm.
I looked over it, but it was just weeks ago when I looked over it because I think we talked about it a bit, Panda, on one of these pods. I'm not sure, but yeah, man, that's what I took from it. I said, hey, they're making profits. They're trying to figure out how they're going to move forward with these live service games. They verbally said that they learned from Concord, which I think should be really fucking important. That people should be condemning. Like, it's easy to laugh at Concords and laugh at Redfalls, but what do they learn from these mistakes is what people should be asking. How are they going to gain our trust back moving forward? I think one of those steps is when a game is not ready, don't force it out. We learned that they learned that with Marathon. I think that's a step in the right direction. Also, they need to stop trying to do the whole anti-day and date shit, especially with their first party games. I think you don't have to go the Microsoft route, but they need to look in the mirror and realize not all of their games they put out, especially when you teeter away from the single play. Me personally, I feel like you can't argue their single player games. If you do, then they're just not for you. So go elsewhere. I don't want to hear you. But if you appreciate single player story driven games, you can't downplay the quality that is Spider Man's, The Last of Us, The Days Gone's, even if you don't click with everyone, the Ghost of Tsushima's. It's when you get to these multiplayer games that you guys are not proven in. And when you ask people full price, I don't give a fuck if it's $40. What have you shown me to trust you guys with any live service game outside
Yeah.
of
What have you done
Helldivers 2?
today? Yeah.
Exactly. And I love Arrowhead, but that's not a first party studio. So it's like as much as
I
I
missed
love
out on an
Helldivers 2,
opportunity not buying them.
I give you kudos for the IP and for funding it. Like they said, it wouldn't be a Helldivers 2 without Sony supervision and shit. But I think they should lean towards putting at least the multiplayer games in PS Plus. If Marathon is on every platform, cool. Let Xbox players spend 40 if they want to check it out. Let PC people spend 40. But people at home, go ahead and put that in PS Plus. You moving toward, subscriptions is where the money is at. They mention it in the financials report. I mean, in the business call, Gilby pointed out. They mention a lot of this, so they leaning into subscriptions. They also said they're going to go up on subscriptions, and I just want to reiterate this: fuck Game Pass and fuck PS Plus when they hit a certain price. Eat a, you know what? Because
Eat
I
a
would
whole
be
bag
okay
of
with,
them.
yeah, eat a whole bag of them. Eat a whole bag of them, yo. I would be perfectly okay. Bob was just talking about it earlier. We buy a lot of games. I would be perfectly okay with letting Game Pass and PS Plus expire until it's something I really, really want to play in them shits. I appreciate PS Plus, but it's not no guarantee that you guys is gonna put a good game in there every month. At least with Game Pass, I know at least one game is gonna be some good shit coming in there, whether it's third party or first party. PS Plus, I can't really say the same. So when that price go up on either one of them, I'm gonna vote with my wallet. I'm not gonna. I mean, everybody else go spend 30, 40, 25 on a subscription if you want. Go ahead.
True
I'd
that.
rather spend $25 on a game I've really been looking forward to and actually owning that shit. But to each their own, man. Me personally, I got a limit. Some people don't got a limit. Some people will lay down, and if Sony increased PS Plus to $28 a month for the fucking bottom tier, guess what? They're gonna run out there and buy it. If Game Pass go up to $30, people is gonna run out there and buy it, and they're gonna justify it by saying, "Hey, it's better than spending $80," instead of saying, "Well, that shit that's 80, not even worth 60." So you got to be proactive with your wallet, and as a consumer, be smart, man. You know, play these games. Don't let the games play you.
So
Mm.
I think what I want to see from Sony. I'm not saying don't do uh online games of service. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm saying if you do it, build on something you have. Don't come off with a fresh idea and expect it to take off as this new
Exactly.
games as a service.
Why do
I
Concord
mean,
when you can reboot Killzone or Resistance?
they had a good thing going with what was going to be the multiplayer for The Last of Us, and they killed that.
Exactly,
That could have been your games as a service right there. At least something to get you accustomed to the water
exactly.
that you're getting into. But I don't know. I just don't think you're not going to strike. I mean, what we saw with Fortnite and other games as a service, what we seen with those games is a 1 in 1,000 thing.
Hmm.
And even then, we're talking about Epic Games. They've done it before. Epic
Yep.
Games, Unreal Tournament. I mean, it's what they do. It's not what you do. So build on what you
Yep.
have to get you into that instead of just coming off with a new property and expecting it to take off because it's not going to.
And to
Yeah.
piggyback off of what you're saying, build with players in mind first, because I'm gonna always be prior to Helldivers 2, my favorite multiplayer game this generation was Halo Infinite. Sorry, not sorry. They have left Halo Infinite in the dust. They haven't. I mean, these little cute operation updates and shit they drop here and there is cool, but I feel like they let the momentum die at the height of it. And nowadays, sometimes it takes minutes to get into games. But I bring up Helldivers 2 because I feel like they put the player first, and they put the universe and the story they're telling with all these live updates first. Do that, right? Because when you do that, you're naturally gonna get people money and support. But when you come out here with the mindset of, hey, I want to make profits at the forefront of this game. That's when you get the Concords of the world. That's when you get the Marathons of the world. Focus on delivering a good game, building a good community, and then monetize that shit going forward. But if you don't got the baselines of a good game first and foremost, but you're thinking ahead to just raking in money and profits, the fuck are we doing? A Fortnite is a 1 in 1 million success. Halo is the one. These is lightning in a bottle ass games. The success stories in the game as a service category, the successes are rare. We don't get a lot of successful games.
Mm.
As much as I love Splitgate 2, it's not a guarantee Splitgate 2 will be here next year.
They've just laid off,
Right.
or whatever it was, who was helping make the game. They've just lost a whole heap of developers for Splitgate too.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got people like Lyric, son of a gun, making fun of those poor little indie devs losing their job, all because they swung at the big mean COD of the world. Jeez.
Yeah.
Lord forbid you have a little bit of heat. You know what I'm saying?
I
A little
think-
bit of what you call it, passion.
I think for me,
It
like,
happens.
I definitely
Does
agree
happen.
with a lot of both what yourself and Bobby are saying, Nero. I think my biggest takeaway was just the discussion about the live service thing was just disappointing to hear that they're like, that's still our big focus. I get it. It makes a lot of money and it's a revenue that you want to chase around that. But I really think you need to go back to the drawing board and someone needs to come up with some type of lightning in the bottle version of a gameplay loop that no one has seen before you're going to be able to make a splash or have an impact within the live service industry at the moment. The fact that you took money away from your tried and tested and they've delivered time and time again those first party games that are the story driven ones. I know that you're still planning on making them, but even the fact that you're lucky, like they've talked about delivering one game per year. They can't guarantee that they'll be able to deliver a second game, but that's their aim is to do one game per year. And I'm like, so it's going to be real fucking slow. You're going to be money hatting like crazy to have all those other games be on your platform as exclusives to tide you over because you've had developers creating games that should have actually not been touching live service in the first place.
Mhm.
And you've kind of done this to yourself. I'm glad that it looks like they've got a plan around how to get them out of the situation that they're in currently now. And people who are big PlayStation fans are just going to have to be patient. Like Xbox fans were patient. And I think for Xbox fans, they don't need to stand on the neck that is the PlayStation community because we don't need to fall down and be at their level because they just trashed Xbox. Leave them be. They're already crying internally on the inside anyway. And they can't even admit it to themselves that that's what's actually happening. And that's a them problem, not our problem, not a Xbox problem. I know it might be nice to stick it to them because of the way they've treated us as a community. But PlayStation's sticking it to them instead. Sometimes you reap what you sow. And PlayStation has made some bad choices and put themselves in this situation. And they've gotten rid of some of the people who are at the head of that. But I don't think I was moved by or surprised by anything that was said during their stakeholder meeting or discussion or whatever they were trying to do in that front. It just kind of what I expected them to say, I expected. We all knew that they were looking towards PS6 because they know that people are going to buy a PS6. The brand for PlayStation is massive. The mindshare is massive, and people will be there day one to pick up a PS6. They better deliver the games to go with that because I feel like if you're spending money in that ecosystem and you've got this mindshare and you've got this reputation, you need to live up to it. Yeah, and they aren't right now, which is sad. That's all I'm saying. Ending on a somber tone. Okay, we're going to close out the show. Thank you for that question, Yobi, and thank you for the great conversation this week, KY Bobby. And as per usual, Next Gen Villain is just fantastic. Love you to bits. Thank you, everybody who watched the show live with us, whether you watched it on YouTube, whether you watched it on X or Twitter, or whether you watched it on Twitch. And thank you to those who are going to watch it after the show. And just thank you to all our friends who show up in the chat each and every week. We appreciate and love you all so much. And I just love an opportunity to talk gaming. Like I say, I don't have that in my real life day to day outside of our community. People aren't as obsessed with video games as I am. And so it's great to be amongst like-minded people. Yeah.
I will say we got 150 people viewing us right now on Twitter. I will kindly ask if even just 25 of you could click over to the YouTube link and just leave a like. It don't cost
Yeah.
nothing, don't cost no time, and we really appreciate it, man.
It really helps the channel out.
Really helps the channel more than you guys know. Just leave a like button.
Yep.
Just leave a like.
Thank you, fuck you, for the sarcasm. That is clearly sarcasm.
Something short,
All right,
something like.
KY Bobby, you've been on here more than once,
Oh.
but where can everyone find you?
On every platform, every gaming platform, every social media platform, it's KY Bob. On YouTube, I am the host of the Game Set Live podcast, which is becoming more and more every day an Xbox PC centric podcast. That is on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I am also a regular panelist on the XPN network, the Xbox PlayStation network. They are a British group, and 8:30 their time is 3:30 my time. It's kind of weird getting on
PM or AM?
PM. Yeah, 8:30 p.m. their time when they are chilling out and having a drink is 3:30 my time. I just got home from work and it's still the middle of the day, and I'm trying to podcast with a bunch of guys that are pretty tipsy because they just had a long day at work.
I do like that
Yeah.
network. Yeah, they're good guys. I do one of their guys who started that. I'm a Ghostbuster. I do. We do Fable. Whenever there's new Fable news, we jump on and do an episode about Fable. Yeah.
Nice.
Hasn't
Yeah,
been
I've
any
known
Fable
X
news
for a long
while.
time.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Nero, where can everybody avoid you like the plague?
NextGenNero, all platforms, man. Y'all know it, man. The same place always, man. Every platform. Come show your boy some love. Once again, guys, we appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. That
That's
support
not true,
keep
though.
us
You're
going.
not on Nintendo. You're not on Nintendo. You're almost on all the platforms.
Hey, I'm on Nintendo in my heart. Donkey Kong is already. I'm
You
playing that
are
on my
in that.
mom.
You are in that. That script. That little profile pic that I need to send you, or fuck you needs to send it to you.
Yeah, definitely. But great show, man. NextGenNero, all platforms. Please show my boy KY Bob some love. His podcast as well. Great guy. One of my favorite guests. Don't tell nobody. I really appreciate you coming on and always bringing just great vibes to the channel and to the pod, man. And I appreciate everybody listening and rocking out with us on a Saturday night. We appreciate you
Yeah,
guys,
I'm gonna
for
go
sure.
have lunch after this. It's almost 2 p.m. in the afternoon for me.
I'm
I'm
about
going to
to.
bet you're having lunch.
Yeah,
You know, we
weirdest
don't.
thing with time zones, right?
I'm about to go catch up on some of the news, man. I opened Twitter and seen USA is dropping bombs places. So I mean, there's that.
I'm just gonna live under a rock for a while. I feel like,
Yeah, me too, man.
like
I came across this video on Twitter earlier where you know that song bomb 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 Iran bomb 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 bomb. Well, this was a video saying bomb 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 Iran, and it was a bunch of stealth bombers flying through the air.
Okay.
Crazy times.
All right.
we're living in.
It's fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna
It is.
play the outro. That is real fucked up. I'm gonna play the outro. Everybody, stay safe. Have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy some gaming. Bye, everyone.